Hello, 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 and welcome to Tavern Talk at the Golden Feather Tavern, home of the new reigning champion, Vertec. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Chibi, keepers of this fine establishment. The Golden Feather is open to all travelers to come and share their thoughts on the inner workings of Vera over a nice tankard of ale, mead, hot chocolate, or any other delicious beverage of choice. Who knows what this is? The whole green screen thing, I love it. So either way, raise your glass, pull up a chair as we delve into tonight's discussions. Today is the 22nd of July, 2025. We're on episode, I'll need to pull that in at some other point. Yeah, I'll bring it in later. No, 50 was like coming up still. I think we're on like 43 or something, aren't we? I don't know. We'll look it up. Either way, TV, what do we have on tap today? Wait, Chibi no sound. Uh-oh, I just read that. Someone said Chibi no sound. Say something again? One of us? Why is that not making sound? It should be making sound. I hear sound. Yeah. What in the world? Why are you being a jerk? Not in OBS, no. Huh. I would tell you my secret, but I'm gonna have to charge you for it. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Start them there.
Okay, try again.
TV talking like we can hear. Oh, I'm talking to more than just you guys. I'm talking to Oracle and Vintharian too, because they can hear us.
Hey, we got you in there now. So,
yes. I was saying we're going to talk about a variety of things that are a buzz in the community, such as Nyce's nice interview with Maggie. And we have our summit coming up, which I'll talk about a little bit. And then community conversations, both from the forums and the Discord for the official Ashes of Creation Discord. And tonight we have two awesome patrons or visitors of the tavern joining us, Oracle and Vintharian. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
Doing pretty good.
Glad to hear. For those of you that are not familiar, this is our open mic night, as Vertec put it last week, that we welcome people, especially those of you that have been in our VCs with us previously, to join us in the Discord voice chat as we chit-chat about various community topics. And if you have not been in our Discord conversations, that's fine. We would love to hear from you in the live stream. So come and leave your thoughts either while we're live or afterwards on YouTube in the comments. I love reading those. So without further ado, have you guys all seen Maggie's interview with Nyce?
Oh yeah.
So
I saw part of it.
It was amazing.
Yeah. For one, I have to say, I love the way that, because the way he talked to Maggie is the way that we like to talk to them when we've had them on before, is like getting to know the person rather than just all about the game. And I thought it was kind of fun hearing Maggie kind of go off on like a tangent and talk about like being shy and things like that. But one thing I want to talk about, and this is definitely relatable, at least for Vertec and I, a couple of the people in the chat, is the content creator program. And I also wanted to talk about some of their conversations around, you know, releasing things, be it Nodes 3 or not Nodes 3, for example. But with the content creator program, somebody asked me, I think it was Pockets actually, last night about the Bardic College. And I wanted to put this out there because I think a lot of people either are newer since then or have forgotten. But when Intrepid first put out the content creator applications, they talked about, and I'm buying time because I put it in community chat, there it is. They talked about there being a boot camp of sorts, and I believe that is what Maggie is referring to with the Bardic College, because that's like a very lore-y thing in my mind. Like if you think about D&D and things like that, there's Bardic College. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that that is hinting to the boot camp that they had initially talked about, which I thought was really nice.
That's some old stuff. I haven't heard about the boot camp in forever.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Can't wait for that stuff to kick off.
Yeah. And Kevin McPherson was on their live stream during this time. But Steven mentioned being anxious about opening them because he didn't want to have to turn people away.
McP.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh. I love the comments. Hi, Zombie. How's it going?
Zombie.
We chit-chatting ashes. And Mr. Noob, how you doing? But one thing that we were just talking about before the live stream was that I don't know if other people caught it, but Maggie kind of slipped in there that there's not going to be a Nodes 3. And I think the reason why there's not going to be a Nodes 3 is because they are wanting to maybe redo the Nodes video after all the changes that are coming to the Node system.
Personally, I think it's because Steven is a troll and he wants to skip Nodes 3 and the next video is going to be called Nodes 4.
Oh, that'd be
Nodes
funny.
5.
Yeah.
Push it even further.
Forget 3 and 4. It's just 5 at this point.
Speaking of Steven being a troll, one idea I came up with is that they're gonna redo 1 and 2 for the new system, and then stop it over there again.
Yeah, I think that's probably more actually accurate. I still like the idea of Steven just being a troll and skipping it though. Like if there is a new series and they name it Nodes 1, Nodes 2, if they skip Nodes 3, I'm going to die of laughter and talk about it for a month.
Yeah.
I will appreciate the trolling skill and just the amount of patience it takes to get that hit in. I will also be beyond tilted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even better yet, if it goes Nodes 1, Nodes 2, Nodes 2.5, Nodes 2.75, Nodes 3.25. Oh.
Nodes 5.6.
Just random numbers at this point. There's no rhyme or reason.
Just anything but 3. Just skip the 3.
Right. 2.5. Yeah, exactly. Dance all around it, but never get to it. Hello, Taurus. I also wanted to say that, you know, Nyce asked about people, especially like content creators, people that are very vocal. What do they think about people maybe not liking systems and things like that? And Maggie gave like this kind of general response of as long as people are constructive with their feedback. And I think Steven has even said, as long as it's rooted with like reason rather than just, I don't like it, kill it with fire. I don't know. I think that they wouldn't mind it. But I think that's very healthy, because there's a lot of times, and I think this is very important, that the community understands, because there's a lot of times, I think Nyce even said this, where companies will give you a game and people don't know if what you're saying is because they bought you out as a content creator and you're not really allowed to say things, you know, or if like he said, it kind of becomes a slippery slope of, yeah, you're negative about this, but you weren't as negative as I think you would have been because you're an official content creator or something like that. And I mean, Vertec and I have 6 years of proof of we're not changing our view in the way that we do our feedback of no, before we even made any money from being official content creators. If that were the case in the future, we've always been the way that we are. And that's just a core personality trait.
Yep.
But I think that not only having Planendorf and Corey and some of the other devs, especially in the PTR, going up to users and asking them for their feedback and things like that. I mean, I've seen it time and again where somebody was like, hey, I don't like this feature. I don't like the way that this feels. And that systems designer has reached out, or later found out that that person got reached out to for more information on what felt clunky about that. And I think that as long as Intrepid does that, I'm happy to cover Intrepid stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mr. Noobtastic.
They've always been so good on getting back to the community and asking, you know, it sucks, but why? Like, what about it? What's the issue? Is it something that we can fix? But then also, like Noobtastic said, keeping to the pillars they have, that they're like, we like feedback, but this part isn't changing.
Yeah, exactly. I also love that Steven stuck to his guns a couple of times. I mean, like, the primary most recent example is being corrupted. And he goes, I hear you guys asking for being able to, like, corruption, red is viable. Red will never be viable. Red is not going to be a viable system. And I love it when he does that. He, like, sticks to his guns and he like plants his feet firmly and says no.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I got into a long, we'll call it a Reddit discussion with somebody, I mean, on Reddit.
Oh dear.
Where they were saying that, you know, I'm a total PvP, or basically a Care Bear, but you know what? I think corruption is way overtuned, and there really shouldn't even be corruption, really. Like, wait, whoa, what kind of psyop is this? You're not even doing a good job. Like, obviously, you just want to do the murder hobo life.
Because wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, it's exactly what it seemed like. And their guts.
My only issue with going red not being viable is that it doesn't give any, as far as we know, it doesn't give anything to do for the bounty hunters.
Well, red was never viable. It has been that way from the beginning.
Yes, but what are bounty hunters going to do otherwise? If that's the only system they interact with.
I'm sure we will see that when they actually implement it, because otherwise I can't tell you. You know, we don't have them in. We don't know what adjustments are going to come with that. And I mean, I'd like to sit here and try and theory craft about it, but the reality is there's not enough information for me personally to do that.
I mean, I think they're going the right way. Err on the side of people's murder hobo tendencies. Like, just coming from a lot of survival games, I've seen the dark evils of Ark and Rust and what people can do when they're bored or annoyed.
Yeah.
So just having that as the default, I think, is fine. So that is a wild jump for tech from. I think that they should lower the tone on the corruption. Like, okay, maybe there's an argument there. In fact, take corruption off. Oh no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was kind of a really hard steer into it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of knocked back by the comment reading it. Like, what do you mean that you're a hardcore, like, PvE, or basically a Care Bear? You don't really like PvE at all, but you think that they should be allowed to just run around wantonly just slaying people? It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what would happen? That it would. People will do it. People will watch the world burn.
Yeah, and Mr. Newtastic says one of the reasons Red isn't viable is because systems like the Bounty Hunter aren't in yet. Steven has said this before, and I'm going to be honest, he probably has. I found out doing my last curated video on artisanships and the economy that there's a lot of things that kind of went in one ear and out the other because I just didn't pay attention to them. And that was mainly because, to be fair, I don't know if you've ever watched something where there's like info and like if you don't really care about the info, you're like just dismissing of it and you're like, okay. Oh, now they're talking about something I really want to hear. And like that's when you tune all of your attention. So there's some things that I was going back through some really old videos being like, damn, they said this a long time ago and they said that they've been saying it. And I didn't discredit them or disbelieve that they did. I just didn't remember it myself. And I'm going back through these old videos and I'm like, yeah, they've been talking about this for a while. It just went in one ear, out the other, because it wasn't something about what I wanted it to be about.
Speaking of in and out one ear, I'm going to change my headset battery. I'm going to be disappeared for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, and Lulu, correct. The wiki does come in handy with that. And that's actually how I was able to, for those of you that were a part of the subscriber only stream, I was able to find a lot of these things, plus of Pockets, like notes. Pockets, when he first started doing content, straight up watched all of the old videos and took like in-depth notes on them.
That's bananas. I can only imagine somebody trying to do that today. Yeah, no, it's so crazy. And he actually joined shortly after they released the content creator program. So he didn't even remember that they had a boot camp system. And I was like, yeah, here you go. I remembered it. I just didn't know which video it was, but I found it for you. Here you go. Yeah.
But I think that it should go, and I believe it does go beyond just the content creators. I understand that as content creators, we have more of a public face with people in terms of Vertec and I are always making videos, and then we stick it up on YouTube where people like Atorius come and chat with us. And so like we're a little bit more public than say Oracle chatting in our private discords about this. But I do think that I love Intrepid's take on that across the board, not even just for the content creator, but for the player being able to say that they don't like something and that they think it should be changed. And I think that Steven and Intrepid, by extension, have shown that they do listen to player feedback, at least when it is rooted in some sort of reasoning. We've been invited to Maggie's launch party. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I will say, I don't know how many of you were here before Maggie, but Vertec and I told Maggie on numerous occasions that poor Steven, we loved the dude. He was struggling a little bit, I'm gonna be honest. Before Maggie joined, the communication was much worse. And it wasn't to Steven's fault. He literally was wearing practically all of the hats.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when Maggie joined and was able to help with some of that communication and like getting some of that really cool stuff out there, it really made a difference. And Vertec and I felt it at least. So for those of you that joined post Maggie joining, you may have not known that difference, but like, yeah, the communication could be way worse, you guys.
I still remember those not random, it was still monthly, but the Jeffrey Bard, Steven ones at that like white table.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of sitting there looking at each other.
With all the people working in the background.
Yes. And people walking by occasionally and their like shoulder would kind of brush in.
Yeah. Those were all kind of legendary, like just hanging out in the little lounge area with all the entire studio behind him, just hanging out there. Yep. Bacon unwrapping his candy right on top of the microphone.
Yes, that was the whole sandal lore, right? He'd lost one of his sandals going on a trip.
Boy, yeah.
And I wouldn't have seen it since I came late, but you can just tell by how much she has to rope him in on dev streams. Exactly. Go ahead, Vertex. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just talking about how those are the key. Those are the iconic days, I guess you could say. Just because there was so much stuff with you. You could tell they were just coming up online and they were excited to talk about stuff, but none of them were necessarily live streamers. So it was just like, okay, what do we do, guys? All right, somebody control the stream. Bacon had little dancing dinosaur images running across the screen.
Yeah. I
And then
also.
Steven. Oh, sorry, Kitty.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Steven getting baited by someone in the chat to lore dump or leak something, and you just see Jeff like look sideways at him like, wait, are we supposed to be talking about that yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Steven, I don't think we ever found out when he pulled like the Pulp Fiction thing where he had like a little box sitting on the table throughout the whole stream. He kept like peeking in it, but never pulled out whatever was in there.
I know. I think he was trying to be silly. I mean, you saw him on the most recent stream playing with his little like starship toys.
Yeah.
Steven is just a big kid at heart, and I love it.
That is fantastic.
Still has one of those on the corner of his desk on almost all of the streams. He has what I'm pretty sure is a Magic the Gathering Commander deck box, and I want to know what deck is in there.
Yeah, yeah. He's such a kid squirrel. He really is. I love it. I honestly, and like, for those of you that were here before New World, Steven literally had put out a whole like upset post because he had hoped that New World was going to be his competitor, and then they pivoted last minute to a different system or like a different core way of having the system, and he was like, "What the heck, New World?" Essentially. And I mean, that's how a lot of the player base felt too. Like, I remember Nexus talking about it because Nexus has been around about as long as our podcast has been, if not longer. And we were literally having serious talks of, okay, we're going to get a New World. There's this system and this system and this system that's a lot like Ashes is going to have. So this will give us practice and this, that, and that. And then as it got closer, they just went, yeah, we're just going to pivot. And then everybody was like, oh, well, that's not really like Ashes at all. Yeah, exactly. And I think, like, for me, Steven speaking out, I mean, it's one of those, like, Steven, you're a CEO of a company now. You can't just say that kind of thing, which is kind of the response he got, unfortunately. But I loved that because that was such a gamer Steven moment. Yeah. And that was a very, like, you could tell that was, like, from his heart. And from like a place of wanting games to do well. And I really appreciated that. I appreciated that he not only has Ashes of Creation that he's building, but welcomes competition from other people.
And what was the thing he always would say? That rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever something would be coming out.
As Vale Mistborn says, do not interrupt the enemy when they're making a mistake. Nice! Hi!
Mr.
You're starting a tab?
Nice.
That's fine. That's fine. It's a nice day to have a Nyce in chat.
If you stay to the end, we'll get you a receipt. Don't worry.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, exactly. Nyce. We'll get you a receipt so you can see where you're at. But real quick, Nyce, we were talking about your interview with Maggie, and I put out, I could probably put it out again, at least on Twitch, a link to their old stream where Maggie was talking about the boot camp program for people that didn't get into the official content creator program, but they had like potential. And I think that is what she was referring to when she told you about the Bardic College. So I was just sharing that out. I felt like that was just a cute little lore. Yeah, that's my theory. I feel like that was a cute little like lore name to give the boot camp. All our drinks go on Nyce's tab now that he's an insider big shot hanging out with Maggie.
I mean,
it was a good interview.
It's valid.
It was a very good interview. Yes.
What was your favorite part of it there, Nyce? What was your favorite question/answer?
Yeah. I'm curious. Mine was when she was totally going off on a tangent about all the little things that she was on. That was just a very, like, you saw her coming through that a little bit.
She got really excited.
Yeah, she did.
Another favorite part of mine was, so what's your favorite MMO? Actually, can I give you a couple?
Yeah.
And then she goes on about like a handful of MMOs and then a bunch of single player games because her brain just can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Because like that was kind of a really cool thing to hear too, because Vertec and I just had the unofficial content creator where we asked the content creators, you know, like what's your biggest challenge of covering a game that's in open development? And then for you to have their perspective in juxtaposition was just really nice. I loved hearing her perspective on that. Yeah, her gaming background is pretty good.
I was got to say the nice quote for the whole thing was, you know, I didn't even know about all that, and I swear I prepared for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew about the role for it, I think is the name that she said, but that's also because I used to go watch her over there while I was working. Asked about her favorite MMO. We got a story about her FPS God mode days. Yeah, exactly. Also, like, I loved how she played, you know, Sims and Animal Crossing, because I too get stuck on Animal Crossing, but I can't anymore. I can only restart my island so many times, and then also take over Vertex Switch with my island.
She did. She's like, can I borrow your Switch? I need to make a new island.
A week later, still using his Switch.
Another example of the bloodthirsty conquest.
Yeah,
It's true.
Oh my gosh. But no, that was great. And I think that honestly, I hope that this starts the realm, because I remember when Vertec and I had some of the other members from Ashes and Intrepid on, and people were so mad at us for asking those like personable questions. They're like, you must only ask about the game. And I'm like, y'all, these are people. We need to ask them about themselves too.
Yeah, these are people too. Yeah, I absolutely appreciated the bejeebus out of that, by the way. Nice.
Yeah, that was, I think, my favorite about the whole entire interview, was just that it was a very personable one. So I enjoyed it very much. So
Honestly, I'm starting to think people don't get the concept of buttering people up.
well, it's not always about buttering people up though. Like, imagine, I mean, again, to Maggie's point, right? She used to stream, but now she's nervous about streaming because she's scared that if she goes live, it's only ever going to be questions about Ashes. Like, if I only ever got questions about like what I do for work, that wouldn't be very relaxing for me. I just want to go play a video game. You know, I want to talk about
when it's
fun
coming
other
from hundreds
things.
of people.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because let's be honest here. She didn't outright say this, and she may not even think this way, but I know a good number of us out there, when you're asked about work outside of work, some of the first things that come to mind are, man, I'm done with work, man. Can you just leave me alone about work? Because that'd be amazing if I didn't have to think about work while I'm not working.
Yeah. So I think honestly, like, that is my favorite part of your entire interview. Is just, that was very much like the type of interview that we would do with Maggie, and we have done with her a little bit. And that's just our approach in general with trying to do interviews. So it was very much appreciated. It was nice to not like necessarily be hounded about like answers about things, but having some of them trickled in there was really cool. They let anyone in the tavern these days.
Bouncer's slacking.
We don't have a bouncer. Sorry. Also, we need to. Do we have a unique intro for Nyce? I think we need to get him one for the chat.
We do. Since we've changed the system a little bit there, we gotta actually fiddle around with that. Yeah.
Also, really quickly, Nyce, I know you focus a lot on PvP. And I put this out in the content creator Discord that Stick has, but I'm looking for PvP. Hi, Hosey. Cheers.
Hosey,
we have
cheers for
alcoholic
that.
slime drinks today.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking for people that are PvP related to make us some commercials. And I know that you really like breaking down PvP. So if I could pretty please get a commercial about your kind of content that you make, I would love to add it into the PvP summit as a commercial break. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
And I'm trying to reach out to, I think I want Lloyd to do it as well, because I know Lloyd likes to do the PvP stuff too. Just a different format. So I love that. That's perfect. I don't know crap about PvP. Y'all teach me so much. So another thing is Dusty would be a good, well, see, about that, I'm actually trying to get Dusty on the summit.
You know what would be amazing?
It's a little like herding cats, if you get my drift.
I would love to see Dusty in his cat ears talking about cats with abs and PvP in an advertisement. I think that would make the day. That would make the day
Yeah,
complete.
I mean, I want some adverts from everybody that's coming out. He won't hear them.
Oh no.
Where are the no? Gotta eat dinner. Bye, Nyce. Thank you. Yes,
Bye,
I will
Nyce.
DM you.
Take care.
It's a 30-second video. I'll give you all the info. So get it done. Yes, please. Yes, please. Because it's literally like herding cats, just to get to do stuff. But because cats with abs.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be me. I'm the one in charge of a lot of the comms for TGF.
Yeah, Chibi is the Maggie of TGF Tavern.
I am. Thank you, Rikino. Welcome in, by the way. So I wanted to go back to something that we were talking about earlier with the bounty hunter system before we got a little bit sidetracked from that. When are the ads due? August 9th. August 9th is when the ads are due. I put it out on Reddit. I'll send you the Reddit link that has all the info on it and everything. So Atorius over on YouTube says, I don't think bounty hunters is going to be like a whole gameplay loop. I figure if being red is rare, being a bounty hunter is going to be a niche thing every once in a while, or every so often type of thing. And then I think that was really good. I probably won't get deep into the end game, but if it's fun just to exist in the MMO, it's gonna be great. Yeah, exactly. And I think that like the systems themselves are intrinsically going to be niche, right? Owning a freehold is gonna be niche. Only so many people can get it, and also only so many people want it. We literally had our own viewers when Vertec and I were a little bit offended that it was gonna be limited. Even a few of our own viewers were like, guys, I promise it's not that bad. I don't even want a freehold. So not everybody is going to want a freehold. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. I just assumed everybody was going to be vying for one. And
not people will, though.
That being said, though, I'm not going to vie for being... yeah, exactly. Too much work. I'm not going to vie to be a bounty hunter. That doesn't sound interesting to me.
Yeah, the freehold.
Or because you are bloodthirsty, of course.
Wait,
Yeah.
there it goes.
The freeholds have a big hold on the economy part, though. That's the trick.
Yeah, the processing side. I'd definitely love to get my hands on one.
Oh yeah, same. And also there's something to be said that I think you can have technically like a freehold-ish thing with the barony, not just an actual freehold.
Well, the barony is guild. That's a guild.
I know.
Freehold.
I know, but like I believe the guild can still put down like a tavern, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Build a freehold right in the middle of the PvP arena.
Then we'll have to have 3 taverns.
No,
we'll have to have one for the guild. We'll have
greedy.
one for my account and one for your account. We'll have 3 taverns spread across the entire map.
We have to let the guild get some stuff in too, Vertec.
All the taverns.
I mean, to be fair to our guild, yes.
What if we split and we share our 2 freeholds, some plots on those, in exchange for 1 plot to have a tavern on the guild freehold? There we go. It'll be a fair trade, right? Fair trade system.
Sure. Just one massive casino type tavern. Yeah, I could see it. So another thing is do oh, the storage system. Yes. Yeah, I read that out. So somebody on Discord, oh my gosh, you guys are funny. Somebody on Discord was talking about like how long it takes to get stuff from point A to point B in the game. And let me grab OP's name here. It was is a name that I can't see because I'm in streamer mode.
Unstreamer moded.
I'm trying. This is being slow.
Today I learned that you cannot search by poster in Discord if you are in streamer mode. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that while we were live one day. Okay, so this was posted by Durenthal on the Ashes of Creation Discord. And they're talking about spending a lot of time running between towns, ferrying mats between processors or crafters. And they were saying that it sucks the life out of the game, which I relate to. In phase 2, I was running around trying to catch up with other people, hi Kryn, and trying to trade mats with other people, etc. And one thing that I'd kind of commented on here was that, I think it would be kind of cool if we could see it be like a vassalization. You'd have access to like maybe vassal node inventories. That'd be kind of cool because after all, you're the parent node for those nodes. Otherwise, they said that they'd like to see towns able to hold more stations than they currently can at each development level. It would make citizenship more worthwhile and let us base it on each town our guild calls home rather than which processing and crafting stations are present. So what are your thoughts on that?
We will already have more buildings.
Yeah, I think that's one of the many things that cycles under. The nodes are not anything like they're going to be. That it's you're not going to have that many villages at that many corners of this little thing, and you got to run all around to do every single thing. Like you're going to have the lockouts, you're going to have the vassalization, and that's you're going to have your liege lord, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It would behoove you to go to set up a little bit of a, hey, we're doing heavy armor. We don't have really access to light stuff or to the leather. Nearby village. That's your thing now.
Yeah.
I also think it's going to be more centralized because we will have higher level nodes which will have way more buildings. So if you have a metro or whatever city or whatever it'll be named, it'll be massive and then it'll have a ton of buildings which might have all the stations possibly maybe, but even if it doesn't, right around it will be the highest level nodes a step below them. So you wouldn't be running all around the map or whatever. You would have like a central node that has all the stuff that you need and maybe a few branches out of there, and that would take what, like they said, 12 minutes, 10-12 minutes on a mount between two places. That's barely anything in my opinion.
And you're gonna have a bigger population in that bigger, like you get a
more
big city like
trading,
that,
more everything.
Right.
Yep, auction house is gonna be more stocked, all of that.
Yep.
And I have a thing to go off of because somebody said that, I missed it. People who think travel is nuts now, just wait until not every node is 3 and above. Exactly. And I have another subject thing to go on after that. But Vertec, what are your thoughts?
Kind of to the same degree as what's already been said. Like we don't know what the top tier node is going to have for availability.
True.
Hopefully it does get adjusted to the point where it doesn't feel so restrictive. Mm-hmm. Yet at the same point, you got to figure with one. What order did he go in with? One city and a couple towns and villages and whatnot below it. You should, in theory, have pretty much everything around that central like tier 5 node. It's going to take me so long to get used to saying tier 5 node instead of tier 6. It's going to take me so long to get used to that. I have to consciously think about it.
I said metro so many times.
I think a lot of us that have been around, we know what you're referring to.
We're
in the same boat.
That metropolitan area, that's what I'll call it, the metropolitan area, which consists of cities and towns and stuff. You're going to have pretty much everything available in theory, but at the same time, each node does kind of need to have its own identity on what it specializes in to a degree, or the fact that it's not specializing and it just has like, tier 1 of a whole bunch of different stuff. and it's just this is your catch-all. You can swing by here and get tier 1 of a lot of different things, but you're not going to get to tier 2 or 3 or whatever.
Right. And my response was that I feel like while it'd be cool to see maybe vassal storage or vassal nodes being able to be accessible by like a parent node, though it's tedious, I have a feeling it's designed to have that risk of moving materials about. You never know if somebody's going to flag up on you. You never know if the mob's going to get you on the way there. Like, that's the risk that you take by like putting those materials on your body. You could be almost to Miraleth and then suddenly somebody guild wars you, and now you have these materials on you after having been node war decked or guild war decked or whatever. And that's just something that you're taking part of with the risk and the economy and everything. But the ability to move all your materials to one area, I mean, you could always do it through the caravan system. I know people are thinking at the moment, what purpose do I have with using the caravan system to move stuff? Because it's not like I get gold from it, but it could literally be that's the thing, is you bring people, you get all of their stuff together, and if your guild leaves Miraleth to go to Sunhaven, then you're doing a giant caravan run to bring all of the guild resources over to Sunhaven.
I mean, we've had even already had a situation like that where in the desert, one of the nodes popped up that ended up focusing on stone crafting.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing like a run to bring all of the gathered mats to that new area so that it'd be convenient processing. And I'm like, okay, quiet. You're not running around with like 200 gold worth of things on you. No one knows that. Let's ride faster.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
One thing people haven't considered, I think, is that resources is going to be a different type of gold making.
Yeah.
Like, you have to figure out, okay, what do I have in the biome where my citizenship is that another biome doesn't have? So it's going to cost a lot more there than it would where it's plentiful.
How did you fix that, Vertex? Because it kept giving me that error.
I clicked it a second time.
Oh, okay.
Or on the same vein, you know, like if your area doesn't have a certain processor at a level that you need, and you know, we're gonna be building it. Suddenly, there's like a actual economy reason to go. Hey, we found out they need that higher level mineral or plant or whatever process good. Mm-hmm. Let's go slam that market before they get it built. You know, in enough of a time where it's, oh, that's convenience. I don't have to go to that other place.
Yeah.
Speaking of sending things to other places, I always thought it'd be really cool, and I don't even know if this is already a planned feature. It might be, but at least if nothing else, for a parent node to be able to send to a vassal node literal funding to help them build.
I know that the vassal is going to give the parent XP. I just don't know about the gold.
Yeah,
there's supposed to be node caravans between vassals and overlords. Okay. I never know what to call the suzerains, overlords,
parents.
Yeah, parents and vassals. Yeah.
They're not that nice.
Sovereign is the highest, and parent is the
overlords. Nice. Yeah, you might be right there.
Oh my gosh, boy, was Squall's point right. Squall had a hard, like, even on Overlord sounds better, I'm sure, Mr. Noobtastic. Even on Lyneth, like, some of the desert nodes really struggled. But yeah, and I mean, I'd love to see like the inner node of caravans happening. And that kind of reminds me a little bit of what Sir Blake was talking about. Subjugators and vassals. I like that. Sir Blake says with the maps getting as big as it's as it can. It can take half an hour to get to one specific dungeon, with fast travel being only an option for scientific nodes and possibly some family systems. Traveling in Vera can seem very cumbersome. These methods would not need to be fast traveling, but rather ways players can transport people from one point to another using group travel methods. And the example they gave was like a caravan cargo carriage for a carriage. So instead of it being a cargo holder caravan, it's a people holder caravan. Like I think like at the beginning of either ESO or one of those games where you're like, you wake up from being blacked out and you're like hanging out in the back of like the carriage type of thing, which kind of is something that one of our guildies, I think Saken was talking about, is people being able to get into a caravan as like a group travel method. It's slower, but you could go AFK.
I do think they mentioned at least a 4-person mount, or maybe even
That'd be
several
cool.
mounts. I think it was 4-person,
The
maybe even
multi-seat.
more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just
Yeah, they
saying,
should have taxis.
if you allow
There will be
people,
taxis, yes.
if you allow people to earn money by turning the caravan into a player taxi, basically,
I'm
I
just
just
saying.
imagine so many reenactments of the "Oh hey, you're finally awake" meme. As they're way off course and surrounded by baddies in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
What's your name?
Oh my
They
gosh.
themselves were the baddies. Yep.
Mm,
I was going a different route of someone literally creating a guild called the Varen Caravan or the Varen Taxi. And then that's their whole thing, is that they give people rides places.
yep.
And be the end scene of Black Hawk Down with the cats just running through the streets.
Oh god.
I promise my transport ship full of people isn't.
Oh no.
It just gives me flashbacks to Arcage and the multi-mount on things. And my
Yeah.
buddy just constantly going, "Oh, we're going there anyway. Why don't you just ride?" And then he AFKs and then starts constantly playing bard music in just the most annoying song possible. It's like, I hate you so much.
Funny enough, Zombie, I don't know if you've come across them, but at least on maybe Castus, if not Lineth, there was a guild that were called like tax inspector or something like that, or like, so like they would roleplay and be like, please stop, and then you'd have to get off your caravan and they would like inspect your caravan and be like, all right, you're free to go.
You're free to go. Yeah, could you
I had
imagine?
those in at the start of 2.5 when I ran to Lionhold. A few dudes near Mira came up to me and said, "Hey, could you stop? We need to look what you have in your caravan." Yeah.
So you know,
Yes, that. Thank you, Erwin.
might be a good idea to, instead of having to pay your defenders, get your defenders to pay you by just letting them hop on top of your ship as you go across like continents and whatnot. You just pack your ship full of goods. Be like, yeah, guys, I can totally just cart you across the ocean. That's fine. And you start to get attacked. You're like, guys, defend the ship. We can't go down. You'll drown in the middle of the sea. And they're paying you money to transport. Yeah.
That's not a bad. If I got to get over there and you got a nice fast ship,
Just,
Yeah.
you know, don't mention that you have a whole lot of valuable cargo. Just, you know, just pay me and I'll take you over.
Separate
It's
issue.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All those diamonds and crystals in the visual of my caravan that should be there. Oh, don't pay
Don't mind
attention
those.
to those.
Don't mind
those
those.
are just
Don't mind
just,
those.
Yeah, those are fake.
Only the observant might think of that. But at the
Yeah,
same point,
absolutely.
Surely.
it
My
looks like
van is
that. It's
empty,
rabbit
yeah.
droppings. It's just all rabbit droppings. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, some people might want this.
A lot of people want those.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody wants to poop. Everybody wants to poop.
100% of the time. I like that. That kind of reminds me of this other post on Discord for making the mounts for animal husbandry a little bit better from Kodiaks from Overlord. And they're talking about, you know, like those little tiny scorpion mounts that you can get. Apparently those are novice level and those things are fast as heck. And so they're saying, please don't let like novice tier mounts have the fastest mounts in them, and they weren't sure if that was going to be something that was going to be adjusted later or whatever. But they're saying moving these super fast ground and water mounts to journeyman levels would go a long way in making the animal husbandry system feeling meaningful again. And I think that it also lends itself to the whole perspective of the animal husband system is not really in the way it's intended to be in. So if you are a viewer listening right now who are looking to buy into phase 3, who are looking to try out ashes, there is going to be a whole breeding system. Think like BDO, but like on steroids, because Steven's literally done a whole planning system around it. And if you guys haven't seen this...
Musume.
Huh?
Just think Uma Musume. If anyone knows what that game is, just think
I
Uma
don't
Musume.
know.
That's pretty much gonna be breeding.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
We'll know.
Didn't he straight up say it's like a Mendelian chart?
yes,
Like the
and I was
normal
gonna
way
say-
people lay out genetics.
I was gonna say Doc Burns had a great animal husbandry video, and I'll put it in the comments or the description for YouTube. But that's the thing that I always give everybody, and I always have given everybody, because he breaks it down really, really well. And it's a great thing that, like, it talks about how if you combine this mount and this mount, you can have the opportunities to get traits from the mother or the father mount, and you'll have this whole other unique creation, etc. But also, this person, Cody X, is asking them to fix the bulk cooking bug in auction house or animal husbandry. I keep thinking AH is auction house, sorry, where you don't get mixed results. And so basically it was all for nothing. So if you cook 10 scorpions, instead of getting about 5 mounts and 5 beast of burdens, you would get all 10 beast of burdens or all 10 mounts without that mixture of chance each time. So this person would like to have that mixture come back in, and it makes sense because the core of the system would say that it should be random.
So I'm thinking that it shouldn't be about randomness at all. Like, it should be absolutely a purpose-built thing. Like, let's say that cooks could make certain types of foods that would increase the chance of getting a bob or getting a mount, and then at one point, you know, end game down the line, you can get 100% chance of getting a bob or getting a mount. And that'll be worth a bunch of money, but it'll also make the, you know, as animal husbandry folks be able to actually say, like, I don't want all these stupid bobs. Nobody wants this creature as a bob. It's a terrible bob. It makes a good mount, but the beast of burden is absolutely horrendous. Nobody wants that. And I say that totally impartially, not because I'm a cook.
Even if it's something a part of the animal husbandry system where you had some sort of access, like maybe tied to a certain level or some sort of achievement base where you get a bit of a toggle where you can, even if it's not 100%, like this will now be 75%, 25% where it's a mount or a bob.
Yeah. I would honestly love it if the first time you do a thing is like, it could be a bob, it could be a mount. But as soon as you get mounts, it should be mounts. And as soon as you get bobs, they should be bobs. So if you had a bob and you bred them, part of the animal husbandry system, you should get a bob. If by the way, Bob Beast of Burden, for anybody just listening, does not see chat.
I definitely hope
That's
no
what we call
one
it.
here is named Robert, because my God, breeding
but-
bobs, just Roberts everywhere. Just, oh my God,
Roberts
with,
everywhere.
Honestly,
with each other.
the first time I saw it in Ash's Bob's for sale, I was like, why are you selling people? What the heck? Recycle Bobs into livestock and have the Skinner to cook butcher. Wow. So rude.
I
but
love
also
that
not
idea,
bad
though.
idea.
That's
But
been
also
brought up
rude.
before, and that'd be such a cool thing. Just like
AG?
connect to other artisans.
Yes. Honestly,
Yeah.
and Vertec wants that too. But real quick, AG says, careful, if you get the wrong Bob, you might get a void.
Oh, I understood that reference.
My goodness.
Just make the mount beast of burden the same so you can breed for power speed. Yeah, and that's what I want. Or mount and or beast of burden. Oh, I see what you're saying. You can put the mount on a beast of burden. I don't know. I'm a little curious on that one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's you never know. They might, because they haven't really built out the skill trees, right? Animal husbandry might have a complete skill tree that goes down improving stats for mounts, and as you go up, it increases your percentage of chance of getting mounts. And they're just literally specialized in making mounts instead of beast of burden, or the other way around.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Is it this? Yeah. Sorry. I wanted to put that out there in case anybody is listening and is considering. If you use our link, you'll help support us, is all I'm getting at. Although a lot of us here are long-term hangouts. But just in case anybody's watching this on YouTube's later, it's also in the description. Think about it, IRL. Training a horse to be a mount is totally different from different process than training them to pull carts. That's fair.
Like that's why I was thinking along the lines of food, like giving them different foods, and maybe even for that matter, just taking say 5 times the amount of time to guarantee that it's going to be a mount, or guarantee a beast of burden, but it's going to take you 5 times as long for it to cook.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, Erwin, you read my mind. I was like, well, what if it depended on like what you fed it, or like the things that you did with it in the future?
Yeah.
Read my mind.
I'd also love it if there were some really rare mounts, like you got to like go hell and gone, that are only one or the other, but they're really good at it. Yeah,
I would love that, honestly. And that's the whole part. Like, there's been so many people, I think even Snuckers, when he was big part in taking part in the community chats, he was even talking about like that's what he wanted to focus on, was the animal husbandry system. And I think that, like, we were talking about this before live stream, Ben, is that, you know, people talk about wanting to stay in the nodes and focus on their artisan. That's legit gonna be a thing.
I mean, that very well may be us for a good portion of our time playing, is staying in our freehold and just being a tavern, doing tavern stuff. Yeah.
Steven likes complicated. We can make it real nuts just for animal husbandry before we can even talk about breeding, right? Absolutely. It'd be funny if there was a stat like obedience or something, and if it's too low, the mountain just like run off a few feet, and it's just a bit annoying. It kind of reminds me of oh my gosh, no. If your obedience is low, you have to literally train the mount by giving it treats and rewarding it over time, like in the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, when you try to like tame a wild horse, and you have to like convince it to go the direction, and then like reward it with like treats and pats and things like that.
And when
that would be hilarious.
And when it really acts like a jerk, you pay somebody from the glue factory in town to just stand at the edge of the fence.
Excuse you.
Yes.
No.
Hey, how else are we going to build our beautiful node? We need adhesives.
Oh my god.
A ton of it.
Intrepid, you hear me right now. I'm not on this. Whatever this is, I'm not on it.
You don't need to be on it. You just need to support it by existing here and conversating with us.
That's right.
No, I do not support.
It's passive support.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
I'm actively saying
passive acceptance.
No. But another system that I think is interesting, because I think a lot of not only new people, but I feel like existing people who maybe didn't give it thought previously, the enchanting system. And thank you, Lulu. Notorious, no. Lulu gave me the TLDR of this, but this is a really long post, so I don't expect anybody to I chop trees. I don't expect anybody to actually like go and read this right now, because it's pretty long.
I do.
Well, you can go read it later. We're talking about it now. But basically, the idea was that, you know, you have all of these systems in place, and there's that whole RNG and gambling, etc. And, you know, there is going to be some RNG with your enchanting systems and things like that. Like there's a reason why there's the charm and like the scrolls and things that you can get from either scribes or the node, and you can enhance your chances of not failing. And then after a certain point in time, I forgot what level that is, maybe 10 of enchanting, you get into the over enchanting portion where you have a chance of breaking your gear. And this has been a core part of the system as long as Vertec and I have been following Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
All right. So Torius has made a special request. If we can get a word for word reading from the two of us, just one word each, back and
Okay.
forth.
Of the entire post.
I'm just saying, if you can give us 50 subs, absolutely. Short of that,
Where do you see this?
No. You two, Otoria said it. Can we get a word for word reading from you two? A word
Oh,
each.
word each. Oh, okay, I see it now. I still saw glue on my side.
Because I would do it for that, but short of that, this is a long post. We'll actually be here for it. That would probably take a good 45 minutes for us to get down.
But
And that's if you go well, like word.
Smooth.
if you go deep into the TGF archives, you can find Vertec and I reading the lore bits for Ashes of Creation, like Dilia's diary. we straight up did that waiting for like I think the extra life to start or something.
That was the 24-hour stream, right? Where they were letting like at certain goals they had the lore snippets coming out.
We took a bunch of those.
Yeah, we were reading old ones at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, we did a reading of a lot of the text-based stuff that was all the lore up to that point.
By the way, I just want to put this out there since we're on the subject of subscribing and stuff. Y'all are freaking crazy, okay? Y'all blew past our goal. We had over 200 subs. I don't even know what to do with that. We're at 195 now. But y'all are crazy, and that is amazing. And we appreciate you.
One might say crazy amazing.
Crazy amazing, yeah. But if you do want to support us, you can support us by subscribing monetarily through Twitch or being a member on YouTube, as well as a variety of other things. There's even I think like Discord memberships if you'd prefer that. But you guys being here and chatting with us, literally like the chat that you see on screen. And I'm sorry, YouTube, I try to get it on the screen. We're changing stuff on how that's working in the future. I don't know why it's not coming through. I even set it up myself. But honestly, Miss Snuggles, thank you. Cheers. Mine's empty. I should probably go make some.
Yeah, mine is empty too, so I'm gonna have to break into the potion of fireball.
Yeah, I'll do the potion of fireball. And do you want another slime? Okay.
My slime. She did. That was while I was away, and I snuck in at the end because I passed out after work.
You guys.
That was actually a pretty great night, even though I came in at the late end.
Slurp saw me like that.
That was fun.
It makes it even more legendary.
I was sad. Hello, Raves. Welcome in. And other fellow artisans. Hello. My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. I know. I'm sorry. That's fair. Look, I'll build it up to it one day. You'll see 50. Yeah. But like, honestly, you guys hanging out and chit-chatting with us, that's all we could really ever hope for. And we're grateful for all the other things that come along with it. Besides ruining your day with not being on screen. Sorry. Hi, Thogly. By the way, we're meeting up with Thogly and a few others within our guild and maybe out of our guild at PAX this year. End of August. So Vintharian's fault. It was Vintharian's fault. And I had to honestly, there's literally a clip of me downing that's like this little bit that's left. That's because of how much I drank from Vintharian.
I take no responsibility to this. When you asked whether you should down it, I said sip. And then you proceeded to not that.
You said sip, other people did not say sip, so.
And it's not my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault.
You just did.
She was reading it.
It is his fault.
I'm reading pockets.
Oh,
Pocket
that doesn't get you out of this.
It was Vintharian's fault if I recall what Chibi said.
Oh yeah,
that's even worse.
You just said that you agreed it was Vent's fault.
Socks just did it though. At least it wasn't my fault. Okay. That's all I know. It wasn't my fault.
It was not Vertex's fault.
Yeah.
And pockets can't be trusted. Those were the two things that we
already knew that one. You guys are clearly in a war against each other.
Nonsense.
fair.
He's my trusted guildmate that
I
lets me
said, in
die.
fact, I too said sip, don't in fact test. Yeah. Dimmer said, guys, I may have killed Chibi tonight. In the ARC chat. But yeah, a tank and a 0.5 healer. Oof. But either way, I'm saying it was your fault that we got to where we got to at all, because you donated 100, and that allowed us to give the key sub to our guildie. And then of course Intrepid right after was like, yo guys, we got this giveaway for you.
Right?
So I was like, all right, cool. So it is what it is. It was worth it. I have no regrets. But
No regrets.
Yes, no regrets. But what are your thoughts on the enchanting system? Do you like that there is an RNG factor to the over enchanting? I like it personally. If you're gonna put the risk in to over enchant your gear, you better take the fact that the side effect is you might lose that piece of gear.
By the way, the RNG system is throughout the entirety of enchanting. The over-enchanting part is simply the fact that your gear piece can completely get destroyed.
Yeah,
So
but
but RNG is through the entire system.
The RNG of enchanting can be minimized by collecting or getting things from the artisans. In my opinion,
these scrolls that make it safer. Yes.
Yeah, and the charms from the arc.
That's a marginal increase in percentages. That's not too much.
But you put them together.
Definitely not enough. Still, from what I've seen, it's nearly not enough to make them completely safe.
That's fair.
Yeah, I never had a piece blow up. I did have a 10 completely de-level.
I had one,
and it was
those are high percentages.
chest.
Yeah,
I had one explode, but that's because it was in one of the PTRs. And I was playing around,
That's
and I
where you
was
wanted
just
to
like,
explode, though.
let me just la 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 la, and I totally forgot to add the little bits in there to make it not explode or have a higher chance of success. And I just went, because I was like, let me just go for 10. Nope, it exploded. And that made me sad because I was far from
low
town.
Percentages though, you were very lucky on that explosion.
Right.
Yeah. You say very lucky? Very lucky I lost the gear?
Yeah, because you got into a very low percentages of a chance.
Well, I got it to like level 8, I think. Level 8, I think, is where it died.
Whether or not you like your luck, that was luck. Yeah, I got what you're saying there.
Still luck. Yeah. I don't remember if they changed the percentages. I haven't checked it on PTR, but I watched the flanker enchanting video for this particular thread, and at least in 7 months ago, what phase 1, I believe, right? Give or take.
5%?
Wait, no, that was phase 2, I think, right? Because January? Either way, 7 months ago, it was from 8 to 9 is the first step where you can lose the item. No, it can get destroyed. And it was only 3%. So unless they changed it to a much higher percentages, you were really freaking lucky to get it to explode at 10.
Yeah, I remember it was the very first level where it could die because I was surprised because I thought it was 10. Like you could safely get it to 10 without worrying.
That's what I thought too.
And that was disproven.
I wonder...
It's very weird, yeah.
I wonder if that's intended or if that was just a testing system, yeah.
Work in progress, subject to change, broken ship train that is on broken tracks that is barely going forward, and it can get derailed at any moment for any reason, like yesterday's sieges that I had to stop my stream for at like 6 minutes in, and then the entirety of PTR got delayed.
Yes, you were very mad about that.
Not very, but kind of mad because I have issues with my ancient PC where the launcher updates for like way over an hour, and
there's
then
not even that. Wait, did you do the setting where you can do multiple things at once? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you later. But also, he has a lot more that needs to the thread counter. You can increase the thread counter. It'll make it a lot faster. But Also, he has to unpack a much larger version of the game just for it to install. It could be 100 gig and he'd need 150.
Every goddamn time, every single time. Yes, I don't know what their problem is with their freaking UEs and whatever the hell. Each damn time I had to delete the full A2 client because my SSD did not have enough space for the PTR.
Maybe
and
because
I'm in A2 for now, so like at least now I have some space for it.
maybe because you're not in the US, it had to send you all the outside US like non-English language packages, including the not English language graphics. That's all I got. That's all I got.
That
Is
don't
like
work.
the entire code in Ukrainian or something?
Yeah,
That's all I got.
Redone.
That's all I got.
Oh my gosh, localization files, right? Oh my gosh. So
The wagon must creak in French.
And also, no, patch and parallel operations are at 6 in my settings at maximum. So yeah.
oh my
nothing
god,
like that.
yeah, that's
Oh, wow.
slow. Jeez.
Again, my PC is ancient. It's
That is
from
correct.
2016.
Oof.
It takes me well over like an hour, definitely, sometimes up to 2, depending on how big is the update.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time, brother. It's time.
Also, real quick,
Time for what? I don't have a job. I don't have money. Time for what?
Aw.
I suffer with what I have.
I'm just
I was gonna say to upgrade, but I guess just sad.
Yeah, exactly. I knew what you were saying.
Aw. Real quick,
drink.
I want to share out this because somebody asked on the forums if there's like a dedicated place to see lore for Ashes, which unfortunately, no, there's not like a website that's dedicated to Ashes lore necessarily, but the wiki does have some lore on it.
Some lore, yeah.
And so I will share that out here before I go and get Vertec some more slime juice.
More slime.
And if that sounds gross, just wait till Friday.
More slime juice.
Not that it'll be more gross, but I promise it's not as gross as it sounds. The joke is the name of my video to me is Slurpable Slimes and Other Regrettable Ideas. And this is from the Adventurer's Guide to Alchemy.
Should do blue
And
slime next.
Oh, I can make it blue. Do you want me to make it blue? I'll make it blue.
Oh, you're gonna add like food, the flavor or something?
I'll add some yellow food coloring. I'll make it blue
Goes the other way.
or red. I don't know.
That'd be an interesting one. Green and red. What color does that even make?
Probably brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Usually brown, yeah.
But the overall drink is called gelatinous slush, and I'll bury the lead here. The idea is that you use ooze slime for it, or slime, and that's why I called it slurpable slimes, but it's really just lime sherbet. So
Giving away
burying
all
the
the
lead.
secrets. All the secrets. All the tavern secrets. Our recipes are
I know, I'm sorry.
out in the wild. We have no more
On the wild.
intellectual
Only
property.
19 people plus whoever's on YouTube right now will hear this. So
And anyone
guys-
who watches the WOD.
You guys should make the ooznog from the game.
Ooznog. Oh.
The lootable from the goblins.
I didn't
on
even
top of
see that one.
Lion's Hold.
See, that
It's
one's...
one of the trash items. It's just called ooznog, and it's supposedly disgusting and
Oh,
looks
okay.
horrible.
I thought that was an
Whenever
actual
you
recipe you were
serve it,
talking about.
It has to go, oh yeah.
No, I'm saying, yeah, while yelling, oh yeah, you should.
I thought that was an actual recipe you were
together
talking
there.
about, and I was really going to complain that I hadn't seen that yet.
No, that wouldn't be cool. You could make like a potion, and it just lets you like berserk for a second. Like you lose a random number of your abilities, but it just gives you a bunch of buffs.
Oh
all
my
right, so
gosh.
I'm still wearing these, but I'm totally listening and I have ideas.
Okay. Gonna be in a world of testing for me. Talk about alpha
The main
testing.
idea that she heard is, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the call. The bloodthirst call. It's something.
Considering
Oh my
how many
goodness.
times those little bastards ran after my horse for no goddamn reason and then killed my horse if I tried farming some of them, they are as bloodthirsty as Chibi is.
But
Who's
wait.
worse?
To rewind a little bit,
Oh,
Pockets. Pockets, since our color theory hurt you, what does green and red make? What color is that?
Yeah, is that not brown? It's almost sure it's brown.
I kind of want to pull up
about color theory.
Brown neutral. Oh yeah, see that? Okay, so we got it. We got it.
What is it?
It's brown neutral color.
In a pocket.
Oh, you know what? We didn't answer fast enough. That's probably it.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, yeah. Complementary colors. What's a non-complementary color to green?
Once again, just goes to show that Pockets is a nerd. Well, we are not.
True. And what does complementary color mean? Does that mean it brings it back to 0, back to brown?
Okay, so you have primary, secondary, complementary. Primary is red, blue, yellow. Secondary is like green, purple, orange. Complementary is the opposite of the color wheel. So green, red are complementary.
So apparently she knows more color theory than I do.
Too many colors.
I'm not saying it surprises me. I'm just saying
nerd here. Okay,
I learned something new. I learned something new today.
The nerds flock together. It's
yeah.
Loudy. All right. So where were we before I loop back to Pockets thing? We were talking about things and stuff.
Chanting and things blowing up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, toast. Absolute nerdery going on in here.
The best.
But yeah, so yeah, one time I blew up an item accidentally, not even realizing I could. And it was the first time I could possibly have destroyed it by enchanting. And it made me sad.
I love the idea of the RNG of the enchanting system and that you could keep getting higher because it leaves the world, or the server in this case, open where some random dude just has lottery level luck and he's got like plus 21 everythings and he's not even a good player. He doesn't even really care, but just for some reason he hits like a truck and no one knows why.
I just want to see somebody out there.
I hope that Ashes has that many players for that possibility to be probable.
Yeah,
because those are some real freaking low chances.
Hey, one person you win the lottery.
I just want to see somebody around.
I feel like those chances are even still lower than lottery. I feel like they are.
Maybe. You never know. I just want to see somebody who either has enough money and or time in the game that they actually have like a level 10 set of gear that's fully enchanted, like up to 20, like fully capped out, and just runs around with that because it carries you all the way to level like 40.
That's what people did in Lineage 2. So it is definitely possible if Steven wants to go that route. I from what I've seen of people's responses, quite a lot of people don't want that, at least not that kind of scaling, especially when it comes to enchanting, because people think that enchanting was previously too strong. Right now they nerfed it to all hell, so people kind of prefer it right now, so I don't know.
So, I mean, my view on it personally is I've never really, and maybe I'm just scarred by a couple of games that overdid it or something. Here's Looking at You BDO is the most recent example, where like to get anything even remotely decent as far as enchanting level that really makes a difference, you end up sitting there and it's literally like you're playing the lottery. Everything is like you're playing the fucking lottery. It's not even something like an honest
BDO
gambling like playing poker or something.
Example though.
He's traumatized. That's why.
Exactly why. Yeah.
Understandable, yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's so much chance, and there's not much you can really do about anything except for hope and pray. Or oh shoot, I lost another level. It took me 17 tries to get this one level, and now I lost a level going backwards. Shit. That's always bothered me.
When my last piece got up to 10. That was such a dopamine drop. Like, yeah, gambling. Yeah. It's great. this totally makes up for all the times that I finished a few caravans and I saw this really big gold number suddenly become 2.
But yeah, honestly, I don't think I would be too upset if it just cost you a lot of money and time to get the enchanting to go up really high. Like, you know what? If you want to enchant from level 19 to 20, you're gonna have to leave your item at the enchanter for like a week. And you come back and it's been upgraded. But it's also going to take you like a month worth of saving money. Like it's going to take you so long to get the money and the time and whatnot. Like that's what I would like to see in an enchanting system. Like you can prep to get it done in a near 100%, but it's going to take you a lot of time and money. It's not just purely based on luck and just sitting there and rolling the dice 7,000 times and maybe losing gear and having to start all over.
I expect safe enchantment scrolls to require roughly that amount of time, yeah. Because Steven did say that we will have some safe enchantment scrolls.
And I hope that we could get those.
I'm getting that right now from the codex.
Nice. Like I would love to see some higher quality, higher like rarity scrolls really putting some work into making that more doable.
Yep. And also
really
what Toast said in chat is pretty much how all enchanters in the games where you have the full destruction on over enchanting do their enchanting. You at least have 2 items of the same level of enchantment. And if you know that the next one could destroy an item, you only enchant one and see, oh, okay, it went up, so I now can enchant the other one. If the other one breaks down on this level of enchantment, you prepare another item, get it to the same level of enchantment, and try again. And you do that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you get to a point where your enchantment level is high enough for you, at least for the current level of progression.
Yeah, that's the way you do it without losing any combat power.
Yeah.
You're always ready to go.
And pockets, most definitely, yes, 100% directly from Steven. You DM him and he'll be like, hey, dude, I got you.
Yep. And this should only be $1.
You're such a troll.
No.
If you break an
No.
if you break an item, it should randomly turn into something else like a duck. And then Artorias was like, what if there's both systems?
Holy crap.
One thing that I was considering is, Steven, you mentioned there's a luck attribute that we can't see, apparently. If I give somebody my item who has higher luck than me, will they be able to enchant it with better luck chances so that I don't break it?
L2 had a few conspiracies about that because it also had a luck stat, and people would be like thinking, okay, so how can I boost my luck? I can maybe try boosting some other stats that influence it, okay, and then we get all our enchanting items onto that person, onto that character, and then they sit in this particular location, this particular time of day in the game, and then they press the button at this particular moment and will 100% enchant the item. I've seen hundreds of items burned that way. It was very fun.
Huh.
Oh, you have to rub your mouse 3 times before you say go.
You spin around.
Yep.
Spin around in your chair a few times. Gotta have the rituals.
Exactly.
Tell your computer it's a good girl.
Everything.
But I actually,
what were you gonna say?
legitimately, Quinn, I actually really love that idea. That if an enchantment fails, instead of destroying the item, it turns it into a random piece of junk. Like just a gray item, like not even white common, just gray. Like absolute junk.
It breaks into parts.
But it retains the name that tells you the rarity tier and what the item was. So you pick up a duck.
Yes. You get
the duck.
A flock of ducks following you, named after all of the items that you destroyed.
Yeah. Or for that matter, you walk into someone's house and you're like, why does it look like a dump in here? It looks like somebody just took all the trash from the entire server and dumped it in your house. And you start hovering over them and you're like, why is that ragdoll named Legendary Ultimate Sword of Destruction? Why does that one say rare, like, Shields of Amazingness? and just every single thing is named after some incredibly crazy level and just tier of gear that you're like, why did you broke all of that? Yeah, I did. This is my house of shame. Okay.
These are my failures.
Yes.
You must sacrifice a Grem in front of the sandaled lord.
Yes.
Oh, you should always do that, but
I love that.
Yeah.
And RO, you had people who were purge forged blacksmiths who only maxed luck and dex, and so you'd actually go to level 90 plus pure forge for your crafting and enchanting luck. Right. I'm telling you, I mean, Oracle, this is your dream with the what's that anime? With the guy with the daggers, where they forged it.
Yes.
Yes, not solo leveling.
Wait.
Shangri-La Frontier.
Shangri-La Frontier, yes. Like, enhance your luck thing so that... Huh?
I thought about another dude with daggers.
Yeah.
Different guy with daggers, yes. But no, in the anime, the rabbit creatures forged him like this really cool thing, and they had like really high luck and things like that too. But yeah, Shangri-La Frontier, there's so many others that are like MMO related animes, which I mean we're obsessed with. We've watched all of them basically at this point.
Yeah.
So,
I would go even further.
Server crashes, reason ducks.
Ducks.
If you have
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I would want it to actually have a chance to craft a usable piece for you. That you have like an 0.00001% chance to get some level appropriate piece of gear for you. Just for the madness.
Ooh.
Man, I'm just saying, like, Intrepid, like all these ideas, I think it'd be amazing if any of you are listening, if there was like a wild magic effect to failed enchantments of items. Just wild magic. It could shock you with lightning, or it could turn into a duck that follows you around, or it could turn into a rag doll.
Yeah.
And if it turns into anything that's material in the world, it retains the name. So people can observe your failures.
That'd be funny.
Give us
What if
cosmetics.
What if it was a scroll? Like there's a wild magic scroll that as you're doing your
scroll of
enchanting, you can
misfortune.
activate it to be like, I'm rolling those dice.
Scroll of chaos.
An ankle biting duck.
This is the most
Nice.
important.
What if an item
turn
is saved,
into-
but you turn into a duck?
10-hour polymorph.
Even better. Even
It was
better.
funny. Victoria says, I am Master Blacksmith. God guides my hammer on the full moon. I was like, that sounds like a cleric with maxed out artisan. Oh my gosh. And then outside of that, I just kind of wanted to remind people that Intrepid's purpose is to allow you to be able to customize your HUD. I'd love to be able to customize it so that I can see where I am on my alchemy. If I've maxed out my levels, I'd like to be able to swap my bar to alchemy so I can see how I'm doing on that. Although, to be honest, I'm probably going to max out alchemy well before I max out my actual player level. But there's other things. There's gathering, there's crafting, etc. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see like me be able to customize my HUD for what I'm looking for at the moment.
Get a progress bar for pretty much anything you can make progress on. Your social organizations, your like your highwayman progress, your any of that stuff.
Yeah. I pray for the fix of the HUD reset on relog. Yes, Mr. Nata, I cried. So Vertec, you probably am not aware of this, but I have to redo all of my keybinds
Oof, I hated that.
because something broke on PTR and the fix was reset default to keybinds. And I was like, I had so many keybinds that I custom set.
And this is why it would be nice, again, Intrepid, if you're hearing this, to have an export button for all of your settings and all of your, like an export to save outside of the game, your, like your overlay, your HUD configuration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like save a file that you can load back in.
Yeah, that would be neat because I mean, Vertec and I asked for this a long time ago. Like one thing that we did when we were playing World of Warcraft together, because I used to use LVUI, if you know, if you recognize that, it's essentially a UI add-on that allows you to readjust how World of Warcraft looked, and Vertec would have his LVUI overlay, I'd have mine, and people would be like, "Hey, I like your overlay. How can I make mine look like that?" And you could literally export your LVUI overlay and give it to somebody else, and they could import it, and they would put everything that way. It was really nice. And we asked Intrepid really early on, "Hey, if I make a UI overlay that people like, could I export it and give it to them?" So that they could just import it and allow them to have it set up the same way. And I believe they said no, but I think enough time has gone past. We could probably ask again.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we should add that to, the questions for Intrepid list.
Yes, we should.
But yeah, Cyborg, definitely there's a way to, export your settings and whatnot. But to make it easy for those who are not technically minded and also maybe not upset Intrepid if we were like, yeah, we're sharing files and I'm importing somebody else's files and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because technically you're modding at that point, right? But if it's built into the game and they can just download a file from you and hit import from the game and import it right in, that'd be something I think a little bit easier and a little bit more streamlined for sharing stuff with friends.
I don't know if it went to live as well. I just know PTR specifically. I haven't actually tested the live, but anytime I've updated something on live, I had my PTR settings, so we'll see. But also, I just want to put it out there, like Vertec and I are vying for official content creator roles. So if there are things like, sure, there's a workaround for this, we're probably not going to take it because we want to be able to remain honest and say that we've never done that stuff.
Yeah.
But also, I think it would look bad as content creators to be like, taking advantage of some of those things. Actually, super important. If Intrepid wants to not have add-ons, then we really need these tools. Yes. And there was a time and point I'm vying for Bardic College. I think you'll do more than Bardic College pockets. I think you'll be fine. But I think there was a point in time that Intrepid asked, like, hey, if there is anything that you want to be able to customize or have as an add-on, please let us know, especially for accessibility. And they haven't said it in a long time, but they were looking for people to give them that information. And I don't know, it's kind of fun, Vertec, because recently I've been reminded of how many things are pre a lot of our community that like we remember. And a couple of like oldies but goodies, remember, from the old days. But it's kind of fun because like with Pockets being like, oh yeah, that was about the time I joined the community. I was like, oh, I remember before that. That's kind of fun.
So old.
Dude,
every time.
We're going on almost 10 years at this point.
Real soon.
Or they can do how WoW did. You copy a code. That's what I wanted, Cyborgs.
Yeah.
I wanted a code. Like, generate me a unique code. I can share it out, and that'll save it. Although that'll probably take up some space within their databases, so I don't know how that would look.
Well, that one actually wouldn't be too bad if it's literally a number, like a letter and number combination where you just copy and paste it in. Because everything could be coded out to just like an alphanumeric string of digits.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think this is working. Yeah, it's not working. Okay,
Plus,
I don't know why it's not working.
It might be seen as safer for sharing because then you wouldn't be trying to receive actual full files from somebody. You can just copy text.
Yeah. Just like a little text chain.
A lot less security concerns that way.
I have to be.
And you're really just changing
There we go.
settings that they are offering you, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a real quick call out. If you join the Discord, I will try and find that over this next week. No promises. I am working on a lot of things behind the scenes. And one of them is including a Tavern redesign. But I will try and find the thread or a thread where they're looking for people to give HUD advice. I don't care. I will necro the heck out of that because I want to see more options within Ashes. They want to see more options within Ashes because they said that they're not going to allow there to be mods.
Just
So
saying.
the more that we get built in, the better, in my
If
opinion.
everybody in here tells every one of your friends that play Ashes, who tell every one of their friends in Ashes to all go in there and say that we need we need damage and healing and tanking meters,
I knew
No.
you were going there.
then
No.
it still won't happen. But at least they'll know
No.
that
It
there's
still
more.
won't happen.
Yeah, it still
Oh my
won't happen,
God.
but at least they'll know that more people want it.
No.
Remember the
I will go to all those friends and say no.
16 threads on the forums like a few years ago of the DPS meter, and then they combined it to the mega thread, and it was like
It's a
almost
great thread.
100 pages long.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
I
yep,
believe
yep.
it's way more than that.
It's at the time that was years ago that I looked at it, so
Ah.
I don't even know what it is now.
Yeah,
I want Cyborg's idea, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
not
that's what I've
necessarily his
talked about a
idea. We
bunch.
brought that up previously too, but yeah.
Yeah, we've talked
I want
about it a
that.
bunch. Like the best like conclusion that
217.
I've come through, and I think it was because of conversations we've gotten, was to have it so that when your guild establishes like a guild hall, and you have your own little freehold with the barony and all that stuff, you could collect little bits of something, some kind of components when you go out to dungeons and raids and whatnot, and you could actually build like a staged training area. You could build dummies and whatnot to tank and damage and heal test, but then you could also summon like a copy of that boss to test against and get all your numbers and everything after the fact, like how many people died because they didn't get healed versus how many people died because they stepped in a trap or whatever, and like all that stuff for a breakdown. So you could actually like practice, but you have to go and try to face that boss a certain number of times, or try to run through the dungeon a certain number of times and collect all the little secret things everywhere. Give a reason to go to the dungeon a bunch, but then give yourself a chance to actually practice with it and just have a fun training night with the guild.
Yeah. That would be fun.
I like the base idea, but
Yeah.
I've yet to be tilted from the. I do not
No
like
meters.
damage meters. I don't like
Yes.
I don't like threat meters. I don't like anything like that in any game I've ever played. Just I'm no longer paying attention to the game. I'm watching a bar.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I really like it in the
Yes.
self-improvement,
Mr.
the
Newtastic.
helping somebody else improve, but you can't really nail down what it is. So if it's outside of everyday combat, like you can't take a damage meter itself specifically into everywhere you go around the map. But if there's some place to go and train and say, okay, I see what you're doing wrong, because I can.
Wait.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry.
She died.
Mr. Newtastic says Guildhall training grounds. It could be a Guildhall level type thing, required artisan involvement for like the dummy. And Miss Snuggle says, invite me to the guild, instant dummy.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
Talking about that, I was about to bring that up because in Lineage 2 we trained our newbies by just PvPing them in an arena. No losses, no nothing. He goes against me, he does his rotations or whatever, his abilities with gear and stuff, and we see how much damage he does. Then I ask someone who I know is way better player to do the same to me with the same rotations and gear, and then we compare who did what better, who can learn something from the other person, blah blah blah. All of this can be done without meters, without anything.
Yeah, but
Well-
you see, there's a difference in being able to be exact and being able to really give proper tips, right? Because again, like games are an escape to reality, but if you're in a real life situation trying to train somebody to be a better fighter, you can observe their actual specific technique, how they swing, how they step, how they dodge, how they avoid things, how they bob and weave, and all that fun stuff. But in a game, it's just, okay, we're going to fight for 30 seconds to a minute. Are you really watching every single individual thing they do to say, hey, you know what? You applied your debuff after doing your big damage skill 3 times out of 10. Are you really keeping track of all that? Or are you just like kind of trying to absorb what you can?
I mean,
Like I said, one-on-one PvP in an arena, you can track all of that visually because you are one-on-one, repeating it all however many times you want from whichever angles you want to see it.
See, that
Other
works for
people can
PvP.
see you. But it's the same actions. How is a PvP different from PvE?
Well, hold on. You didn't let me
gameplay-wise.
finish. That's from PvP, which is great for like the DPS. But like, what about the healers? I can't fight another healer and know how they're healing exactly.
I mean, it's the same stuff. You have a guild. You have all the people you want to use.
I like the idea of the training area because it keeps it in the game. It isn't just a meter. I would love it. The idea of like being able to bring some item to some area. You have to explore there. You're doing a little, backtracking, and you capture like the essence of, a certain mob, a certain boss, whatever, and then that thing can be summoned. Like it won't give you experience or loot or anything, obviously, but you will see the thing. It'd be cool if everyone can see the damage numbers of what's happening. So if someone's looking at you and going, "That's a little lower than what we normally see on my thing. What are you doing?" And then you're talking to each other. You're communicating. Like Pockets brought up the toxic thing. That's always there, but I just even past that.
People are toxic.
Toxic people are always going to be toxic. It is a problem.
Everything's going to be toxic.
It makes it easier for them.
Like, you know what's funny with the toxic thing? And I have to bring this up every single time. But when people say that like any kind of damage meters are toxic and min-maxing is toxic and all this and that, that's individually to whoever's using it. And you know what you learn by somebody announcing that, oh, you didn't get a perfect, like, you didn't get within 5% of the best. You learn who to not group with anymore. And in a game whose touting itself as reputation is going to mean a whole lot, that's a good way to find out who to like just ignore completely, and you never deal with them, and you always hunt them down if need be in a PvP area. That's fine. Yeah. But the thing is, if you really want to talk about things being toxic, those same people are now going to, without any kind of a damage meter, think about this. They're going to say, "Oh, you want to join our guild? You have to do X amount of damage as a rogue." So what we're going to do, because we have no damage meters, we're going to send you out to fight a rhino in the desert. You have 5 minutes to kill it. Let's go. And what you need to do is you need to broadcast your stream to Discord so we can watch you and we can watch exactly what you're clicking. And we're not going to tell you right away because we're going to have to record it, and then we're going to review it after the fact. It's going to take us about 3 days because we have 10 people on the panel, and we're going to all analyze your actual usage of skills and how you do things. We'll get back to you in about a week.
I mean,
by your
that's
same
just
argument,
the same toxicity that you just said.
But by your same argument,
level of toxicity.
Yeah, you are at that moment getting, "I don't want to be part of this guild."
Yeah, you know what? And you can do the same thing when somebody says, you can do the same exact thing when somebody says, "Show us your damage meter." Okay, I don't want to be a part of the guild, but you know quicker.
Yeah, which is why we said toxicity is toxic.
Yeah, it's either way, and it doesn't show
It'll always be
in guilds, generally speaking. Like usually the people who are like, "Oh yeah, I've got my logs," they know what they're getting into. It's when you have a random pickup group and you're maybe just learning or whatever, and someone says, "Oh, look at that reading that I got on your thing, because for some reason I get a view on your performance." And kicked. And people remember that stuff. I've never had a positive interaction with a damage meter.
I've never had a bad one.
Several bad ones.
Oh no, I take that back. Sorry, I've had two bad interactions, and you know what happened? That raid lost their best tank. I dipped as soon as they criticized somebody else on the damage meter. Instead of trying to help them and say, "Hey, I see you're using this," instead of that, change it up. When they actually started flaming somebody, I dipped. They lost their best tank. That raid fell apart.
Which is good, but that didn't help. That didn't change that. Now that guy, like think about how many people are afraid of getting
that
PvP
person
gangs.
Joined my guild afterwards and got help.
That doesn't always, that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, but also
that person gets kicked out into the cold.
But also, I think you hit the negative side of the lottery.
Even without with or without DPS meters, because again, toxicity is toxic. So there's no point in any of that. The meters themselves just over optimize the gaming experience. when you have all the details, all the freaking layouts of what did you do, what you did not do, and when everyone else can criticize or analyze all of that, the game becomes so solved that the developers have to build more and more and difficult stuff, because the good players that are using the DPS meters, who would definitely use DPS meters, will go through content so freaking quickly that the devs will have to create newer, more harder content. Otherwise, those best hardcore players will leave the game because it becomes boring to them. That is my problem. It accelerates the enshittification of the game in the worst way possible. That's my issue with them. Toxicities will always be toxic. So, like, why over-accelerate the progress of the game while we can just be not toxic to each other, even without DPS meters, and just do our best when we try to do something?
Yeah, but I mean, without going too deep like down the rabbit hole, because I think we might lose some people in this conversation, to be honest. But I at least wanted to throw out that that's why I thought the guild hall with being able to have like a training arena where you could summon bosses with enough effort put in to go collect the pieces to do so, just purely for training, you get zero anything, not even cosmetic rewards for it. You just get maybe, I don't know, like bragging rights. But you can train outside
I
of
definitely agree with that. Yes.
in-game situations. You can train with your guild. They can help you. They can help you out. They can help you grow, which is what a guild is all about, right? And then you leave that area and you go out into the real world of the rest of the game outside of the guild hall, and then just fucking enjoy the game at that point. But at least if somebody wants help, you can have an actual analytical way of really properly helping them, instead of just trying to observe and saying, okay, well, the 6 of us, when we find time, we'll review your video and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. You know?
I think honestly, that's where we came up a long time ago. As far as we, meaning you and myself, Vertec, with some of the guests that we had on. One thing that we ended up as a middle ground was, once you defeat, like, let's say Firebrand or Tumok, you get like a little mini Firebrand or Tumok in your guild hall, and you can fight it as a dummy because you've already fought it and won. And that is your little DPS dummy thing that you can use, where you do your attacks on it and you kind of test out some new rotations and things like that, because I'd like to see like at least some target dummies for that.
Yeah.
So what you're
I'm
saying
fine with target dummies.
is it isn't enough to assuage your bloodthirst that you slew a noble and powerful adult red dragon on the field of battle. You had to take his soul, insult him by making him small enough to fit into a guild hall, and then beat him for your amusement forever and ever.
It wasn't my
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, I knew you were bloodthirsty, but this is getting cruel.
God.
Like, this
Crazy. Crazy.
You know what? I'm changing the subject. Quinn said, I can tell if somebody is a noob just by hearing them.
And by the way, competitive guilds invite socks based off your vibes.
Quinn says, I just listen to the game sounds to know if people are noobs.
Yeah, if there's no vicious clicking, like, what are you even doing?
I don't think they'll want to ever give guilds those kind of tools. They want people out in the world doing those things. Yeah, but it's just one of those, like, I don't know. It's frustrating because I don't want to do it up against a mob that is a questionable different 51 months.
Lex smacks.
I
Oh,
know,
heckin' yeah.
It is 2025 and we're still arguing. Yes, I hear you, Lex. To be fair, I did not bring this topic up. It was Vertec.
We will never stop.
I'm just here.
We will never stop.
I don't think it ever.
I would never do such a thing. Just take my word for it. Don't review the VOD, okay?
Like, literally,
take my word for it. I would never.
The mega thread is 211? 17 pages long.
Lex, we appreciate you and everything that the wiki has to offer. Thank you so much.
So much. Thanks.
I can't believe I haven't mentioned this before on this topic, but me personally, as I don't like a system that takes away my learning of the gameplay.
In which way? Because usually the argument is that the DPS meters help you learn the game. So what exactly do you mean?
No, it takes away me figuring stuff out.
It gives you the numbers instead of properly like feeling the gameplay and experiencing it yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that definitely.
Yes and no. Because I mean, I've often looked at guides for healing, and then there's still stuff that I preferred as a healer. Oh my god! Question for Vertech: Can you have why? Can you have a DPS meter? You can change the tank architect name. Or
I want to hear.
Okay, so wait, you can have DPS meters, or you can change the tank archetype name. Which one do you choose?
The trolley problem is not as difficult as that one.
Uh-oh. How can it be worse than that? That's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate quandary for me. I would cry for many hours before I make a decision on that.
Soul-rending decision.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
It is because one hurts my soul and the other hurts my mind.
Oh, I heard you drop that. Whatever that was.
It's kind of sad. I was with all the other tanks on the like, we gotta change the name. But now I'm just kind of like, I feel like Steven is purposely not changing it because we want him to change it, and I kind of get it now. Like, I kind of want to annoy people and say I like tank.
That's all right.
Tank is tank.
Honestly,
there's no annoyance. Tank is tank.
Honestly, if it doesn't change before beta hits, I'm legitimately going to be calling every archetype by its purpose in the group. I'm not going to use the archetype names at all. It's going to be tank, healer, ranged, caster, melee, stealth.
Archer still works because ranged mage is also ranged. So
yeah, we gotta get
there's ranged and there's caster.
There's gotta be something.
There's caster. Ranged and caster.
Okay. But he's not the only one that casts spells. So there should be some more specificity with the mage.
We've got support for bard, and summoner's gonna be pet class. We need a pet class.
Yeah.
Summoner's basically tank. It is. That is.
No, summoner's the pet class. Summoner's the pet class.
Yeah, so it summons.
It summons. And tanks.
Tanks.
Yep, and fine. At that point, tanks. That's fine.
Tanks. Archers.
But out of pure protest, if it doesn't, you know what? It's probably going to be. You know what? I'll give it a year. If tank doesnn't change in a year, I'm going to start calling every archetype by their purpose in the group.
You need to.
That's it.
You need to have it. You need to memorize it.
I'm gonna do it.
Just confuse the crap out of people.
And you know what the funny thing is? I won't confuse anybody. They'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Fair enough. But new people coming in like, oh, there's new classes? Man, they doubled the classes?
Because everybody would know what I'm talking about. They wouldn't associate it with me even being snarky either. That's the funny part. In game, if I were to be like, yo, we need a support, they'd know.
True, they'd know.
They'd know. And actually, you know what? There might be a split between bard and summoner. There might be a split there. But if I said pet class, they would know who I was talking about.
What with summoner being so versatile, I think staying it, they're summoner. They're cat lady.
The cat lady.
All the cats.
Yeah, we need a singing support.
Can I get a Walkman in here, please? Oh god.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Let me just say I love you people. Every one of you. Except maybe... No, Thogly, I love more. So I tried to come up with a new word, but no.
Cherish?
Cherish, yes, I cherish a Thogly. He's got such cute little cheeks. You won't pinch him.
Those little guys.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
No.
But
So many
I
smiles.
think that's pretty much all we really have for this week's hotter topics. I mean, outside of Vertec pulling out somehow once again the DPS
The
meter
great evil topic.
conversation.
I will always.
The
I
great
will,
schism.
I will never not revive the DPS /
Honestly-
training grounds or training dummy conversation. I will never not
I
revive it.
appreciate.
Those
Look,
are not
I'm
the same
cool with the
things, though.
training dummy. I'm cool with the training
I'm
dummy.
fine with the two.
Yeah.
I understand the counter argument against DPS meters, specifically because, thank you, Quinn. Welcome over to Twitch. Specifically because your skills, especially if you're a specific type of mage, for example, are heavily dependent on other people. So you may not necessarily be doing as much DPS, but the skills that you put out and the combos that happen between the different classes will increase, especially as Bard and certain, again, Mage, certain classes will increase other classes' DPS. So I understand people's perspective on the fact that if you do the DPS meters, is your damage actually your damage, or is your damage actually somebody else's assistance to your damage because they
So-
set it up so you could do more damage?
So
And it's not exactly, it's not exactly the same as comparing to doing World of Warcraft DPS meters, Final Fantasy 14 DPS meters, etc. And I get that a meter can tell you that, but it's not exactly what people use it for. They're saying you don't do very good DPS.
but
I have as a shaman have been like, why aren't you healing as much? I'm like, look, man, I'm giving these people these buffs on top of my healing. I might be healing less, but I'm buffing them more, and you're not seeing that.
yeah, but see, the thing is with proper logs, they would tell you that because it would calculate it all out and spell it out for you. It would say like 100 healing from this plus 25 healing from this buff, which is from this person. And there you go. Now this person gets a credit for this buff getting that much healing on somebody else's heal.
Yeah.
But I mean, that being said, I mean, a lot of it is going to come down to if you use stuff like that in a toxic manner or in a constructive manner. And everything can be toxic. I mean, how toxic have people said that Ashes is thus far when it comes to certain aspects of the game, right?
Also, the age-old like conversation of the pencil. The pencil is just a tool. You can write a love letter with it, or you can write a hate note.
Or you can stab somebody in the eye with
Baba
it.
Yaga and kill a dude with a
That's
pencil.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Like,
So
it's all about what you do with it. It's the people. And if somebody's going to be toxic, they're going to be toxic no matter what. And toxicity, people are toxic. Things are not toxic. Things can be used for any purpose.
that's fair.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This interaction, Thogli says, say it louder for those in the back TV. And then Mom says, Dunehole didn't hear you. They're too short. And Thogli glared at them.
Damn.
And mom runs. Retreat.
Mom just gave a heart back. She didn't even care.
Oh look, runs. Donald didn't hear too short. Runs.
But
And
oh yeah,
Solovino,
true. Runs.
by the way.
I see that. I see it now.
100%. I'm going to put this out there. Yeah, we don't want Ashes to be WoW. We really don't.
No. Just because DPS meters were in World of Warcraft, and I mean, Pockets does have a good point where like that saved him because he was able to be like, look, yo, I got this. I got the receipts right here of how I actually helped the group.
I mean,
Even if I have the lower healing.
I'm just saying, the World of Warcraft had a class that used a bow too.
But also, I mean, there's
We
something
should
said
remove
about
Ranger. I agree.
Yes.
the combat log being able. Things are not toxic, Sipney whiskey. A combat log will also have a lot of information, you know, for you to be able to decipher off of, and I understand that. And I've long since given up, which is why I completely pulled out of the whole conversation. But I know somebody in our comment section is going to be like, but Vertec, the the class thing with the combination and the increased DPS and things. So that's why I brought it up. But
Man, and that's the thing. Somebody who's not toxic about it is going to see anything in general. Like, if I were anywhere near leading a raid or assist leading a raid or whatever, and I saw a rogue standing behind a boss, not moving, not attacking, not doing anything, but I knew that rogue was asked to do nothing but kick. You're there to exist. Your reason for existence is to kick every single time it does this. If you do nothing else, kick that. If that's all they did, that's literally the only thing they did, perfect. They filled their role amazingly. They kicked every time, and that's all they did was kick. Perfect.
Hey,
I love you. Hey, Demon. We're always talking about you.
I'm just saying, I mean, we told this, I told this at least to Oracle, like there's a big difference in a guild using DPS meters and combat logs specifically, because we did use combat logs to be like, hey, this is how you can better improve your class. This is the stuff that I use because this is actually how your class works, versus you're not doing enough DPS, kicks from party. Like, there's very different experiences there. And as somebody who's played World of Warcraft a very long time, in terms of from 13 until Legion, I was playing World of Warcraft, and I honestly had very few of those, excuse my French, shitbag, like raid leaders or what have you leaders, dungeon leaders, mythic leaders, whatever. I've had very few of them. And I honestly appreciated also how Final Fantasy XIV handled it, where you could technically have them, and as long as, you know, you didn't bring it up to somebody else that they had bad DPS or whatever, it was fine. But Miss Snuggles, you don't even need DPS healer meters to blame the healer. That's just a typical.
Yeah. So
I have a feeling like whether or not there's meters there, people are always still gonna blame the healer.
Yep.
Yes.
Or the tank. Or the tank.
Or the
Yep.
tank.
Or the tank.
Yeah.
It's
The tank
healer, the tank always
completely
never
blameless.
Yes.
The tank died first. He did his job, laid his life down
No,
for
he
the group.
died last. No, the tank didn't die because everyone else died. This is why the healer is always at blame. Tank does nothing.
You
He
didn't
just runs
hold.
around.
You suck since you're not holding thread.
You
Okay.
stood in the red. It does not mean more DPS. I don't care if you think fire means more DPS. It doesn't.
It adds to your crit
Okay.
rating. Okay.
I know you gotta finish that cast, but you don't.
So
I can absorb the fire and then shoot it out harder. That's how that works.
Yes.
So real quick, your mom's moist socks.
Thank you.
I'm having a hard time believing that this will be your first true MMO when you are nailing all of the points that everyone always claims in the middle of a raid.
I mean,
You're
they're
nailing all
memes
of
for a
them.
reason.
They're
It's-
memes at this point, though.
It's either that or like you have to have like an encyclopedia
He's
of a
probably
memory.
seen enough memes about it.
But
Yeah.
experience seats that in your mind. Like just reading it, you're like, okay, cool, yeah, whatever.
See,
Oh, okay. The
some
turn-based
experience.
MMOs.
Some experience.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So you have a little
exactly.
bit of something. Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, if this is gonna be your first MMO experience, it's gonna be pretty
ready.
interesting. It's gonna be pretty interesting.
Guys, can I tell you something that was really, really cool?
What was cool?
Maybe.
My friend came and stayed with me for a week, and while the Ashes Shoal server was up, I had her make a character, and I was just watching her try to, like, one, make a character, but two, figure out how to play Ashes, because she's never played an MMO in her life. She had no idea how to walk around. It was amazing. I loved it. Because, like, there's so many things that are so, like, typical to us. I mean, yes, so intuitive to us, because I mean, for those of you that saw me, we had a backup stream on Sunday. We were supposed to have Fablecraft. It didn't work out. I did a stream where I was hanging out in Blender. I'm trying to use MMO logic to move around in Blender, and I can't figure it out.
Doesn't work so well, does it?
It doesn't work so well, but that's the thing. Like, there's certain things that we're just so used to as gamers that like she plays a whole other type of game, and she's like, "How do I move? I don't understand."
Oh. I can call someone out now. Yay! Same thing. I found out something weird here too. I'm playing PTR, I think last weekend, and I'm in chat with Pockets, and he lets slip, or he's talking to Vladis, I think, but he doesn't keep his hand on WASD. Like,
And which button?
Why would you do
finger
that?
on W, you know, the other two on A and D,
Yeah.
and he has an entirely different hand placement.
Is
And
it-
it was just, it was like shattering my mind a little bit
Okay,
as he
but,
explained
like,
it to me.
Which
I'm
ones,
pretty
though? 'Cause
sure
my hand
Pockets is a league player, to be honest.
He's what he said, I think. But there was some other game that trained him to be like
It
that.
uses a whole other keybind system.
Whew.
You said you put your middle finger on a different button, you liar.
Pinky for Q is wild, huh? So you have your hand at more of an angle then on the
How do you even do
What?
that?
Yeah, Pinky
He's
for Q
like-
is wild.
Right
Okay.
now.
He's got his
it
hands
gets
like this on the
weirder.
keyboard, like that.
Middle on
That's
D.
crazy.
Getting weird.
Ah.
He does have it at an angle.
Yeah, I
Wait,
think
do you
he
have
just
one of
angles
those-
it differently.
Wait. Do you have one of those keyboards that are like this? Where they're not like
Yeah,
your
it
typical
could be
straight
separate
keyboards. Are they
keyboards.
sideways keyboard? No, I'm confused.
Pinky for Q. How do you even do
Welcome.
that?
Welcome.
That's gonna take so
to
much
the
concentration.
experience.
Pinky's on Q, middle finger's on D.
My
I don't
pinky's on
understand
shift
it.
and
Do you
control.
use
There you go,
then
Lex.
the
That's the true-
ring
the true
finger
old
for
school.
A? If ring finger for A, I think I can get behind this. Because
I
there's
couldn't.
I mean,
way more buttons available
My
for
ring
that
finger
hand
is
than-
on A, my pointer finger's on D, my middle finger's on W, and my pinky's on shift. Or going down to control to dodge, because I freaking rebound the dodge button. I thought that was stupid.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
I see the vision. I see the vision. There are a ton of buttons there for your entire hand, and the movement is way smoother than going up to the number.
He wants to
buttons.
explain himself now.
And then I have all these.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
I have all these. Okay, let you in. Fine, we'll
Okay.
let you in.
Okay, Pockets. But real
Oh,
quick,
yeah.
Chibi, not
Before-
everyone
That's my-
is so
before
freaking
Pockets-
loaded to buy those
I'm not
mouses.
loaded.
No,
It's just
sure.
It's just, look, the last one I had for like 6 years. Okay.
so before
Sure.
Pockets gets to explain
I've got
himself,
the exact same.
I wanted to
Oh,
at
yeah.
Thank
least
you.
say that I wanted Necro mention from Atorius saying karaoke-based spell effectiveness. Make it happen. It was like 10 minutes ago, but
Yes.
yes,
Yes,
I agree with
I
this.
love
I
it.
love it.
Like a rhythm
saw it,
game?
I saw it.
Hell yeah. Karaoke-based
Okay.
spell effectiveness. Let's do it. Okay, so Pockets.
Honestly,
explain
the
that
better
stuff.
you sing in the proximity chat, the better your DPS.
I'm all in it.
So, it's the lore of Pockets, all right?
Here we go. Here we go.
I had
The lore
to
of
teach
Pockets.
myself how to type because I was always in Yahoo chat rooms. So I actually was not a gamer to start. I was actually always in the Yahoo chat rooms and I had to type. And so I taught myself how to type, and I've always kept my hands on ASDF for typing purposes. And then, like, I like that a lot because I just feel the nub of the F, and so I know where my hands need to go
Yeah.
every time, and I don't get lost. Actually, there's a few times that I actually have my hands fall on F, G, H, J, and it annoys me because I'm on that little nub, but I'm on the wrong nub, right? Now, in Ashes, your auto attack is Q, but I was actually having an issue where my pinky was cramping up because I was holding that shit down all the time. And so I actually swapped E for Q. So now I actually hold E all the time when I'm auto attacking and stuff, but my pinky does all the work on that left side of my keyboard, including my control. And so for me to in order for me to do a dodge roll jump, I actually hit pinky on control, thumb on alt, and my pointer goes to the space bar.
The fuck?
What the
That-
shit?
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're
Dodge
welcome.
roll.
Are you a crab? Are you a crustacean?
Why do you even integrate alt in there? Why is that even a thing? Control control should be
I
your
have a
dodge,
feeling
right?
Your
Your
hand
side,
is
my
like
guy,
at
but
an
what the
angle.
hell is that?
Like, okay, QWERTY keyboard
There's no
here.
angle, Chibi. There's no angle that where there is.
I don't want to
possible. No.
toggle auto attack.
Here's D, right? Here's my
Just
thumb
become
on
an
Alt.
action mode user. Just fucking left click. For fuck's sake.
I'm a
Pockets.
cleric. I can't do it. I'm a
Pockets.
cleric. I can't do it.
Pockets. I'm gonna buy you for Christmas
God
a
damn
foot pedal.
I probably won't use it.
mean, at this point,
I
it's
probably
better.
won't use
It'll
it.
be much better than cramping your pinky and doing
Why?
like
Yeah.
Oh, no.
single
I
hand
don't grab my
acrobatics
pinky.
across your keyboard.
I don't. I know. I see.
Or-
Now that I have taught myself, I'm not going to undo it because I have muscle memory now, and
I
so
mean, yeah, muscle
no.
memory.
I just it is what it is.
That's
like
one
No,
hell
I'm
of a
not
workout.
laughing at you.
Well,
I'm
nice
laughing at
finger.
Erwin saying I also dislocate my wrist.
After you do it enough times, it stops hurting.
Yeah.
Look, I kind of explained it. I kind of understand it. I think you have your hand at kind of an angle, like a 45-degree angle. That's the only way I can think of it. Either I have a fucking
it
lung.
comes in.
Oh man.
I was sitting there
At this point,
explaining this
play
to me.
crisscross. Learn how to control your mouse with your left hand. At least that will be
But see,
easier.
this is why I just have this. This saves my life.
It does.
You,
Because
you know how
these don't
Oh,
look tiny,
I love
but I
those- another
also
thing.
like, I think this is a tinier like keyboard for me. It's a me-sized keyboard, okay? But like, I go gadget pinky. I can't reach all the way up there while I'm doing my fights. I need the thumb.
You guys, you're talking to your guildies, you're figuring out stuff you're gonna do, you're riding through the world. That's kind of how a chill day goes. I had to stop. I had to sit there in the middle of the road on my mount and process what he was telling me.
Contemplate your life.
I did. I was like, "Am I dumb? Is this some crazy meta way to do it that I've just been
Bringing back
completely ignoring?"
some vanilla ice. Stop,
Did I
collaborate,
come
and
back
listen to
to-
what the fuck Pockets
Listen,
just said and
yeah.
process it in your mind.
Apparently,
Exactly.
I'm like, I know I do that on WASD, and I used to play like Raiden Jet games with the arrow keys, but that's it.
I played
This is a
FIFA
glorious
crisscross.
keyboard, by the way. I don't know which brand, which version of keyboard this is, but this is a glorious keyboard with a mixture of the Fox mount, or the Fox, not mount, but the Fox keycaps, and then the white keycaps that come with it. And then he got me super silent keycaps, so you guys can't hear this.
Yeah. Just saying,
That
we're
keyboard
not
is so trippy on
sponsored at
stream.
all by Glorious Keyboards.
wish we
but
were.
I fucking love this thing because
I
I
love
can
it.
I can do this.
It
Watch
is
this. Watch
giving
this.
cotton candy.
I'm gonna hold this
obsessed.
keyboard right next to the mic.
Is that also a
And
glorious
he
one?
himself.
Yeah, I
Yes,
am like
we both
smashing
have
this as
voice
hard as I
lessons.
can.
He's got
Joke on
that
all
one.
of us. He hit his mute button real
He's
quick.
got that one. He's got that one in the TGFTavern color, so the some of the accents are gold on his, whereas mine is white
Okay.
and pink because I'm obsessed with white and pink. So
There
I
you go.
got the Sakura personal custom Sakura blend going, and he's got the TGFTavern stuff going.
Nice.
Yeah, I love this keyboard. It feels good. It's heavy as shit. It can go wireless if I want it, and it's silent. I can smash on this thing as hard as I want, and you'll probably never hear a key hit.
Playing with this portable plug-in laptop accessory keyboards? No. This was. I don't even know how much this was, and I'm not going to tell you guys because I don't know. But it is Bluetooth compatible. I can totally disconnect the top of this here. This is the Bluetooth. Then also this one changes it from Windows to Mac.
Ooh,
So you've
that
got
is
the
nifty.
Bluetooth and you've got the Windows and Mac compatibility. And then I keep it plugged in because I don't really take it with me, but I can for,
Just-
packs.
Just saying that tiny keyboard's probably a 2-pound keyboard, by the way.
It's a little heavy. Not gonna lie, it's a little heavy, but I don't mind it. But Ashton, I will get you I will get you a link, yes, and I will find you the link to the keycaps if she also likes pink and white. The white keys come, I believe, with this keyboard. But the pink ones are the something about fox. I forgot what exactly, but something fox related. And they're really cute. So let me show you those sides actually. So the white ones, the pink ones have like this clear
Cool.
side to it today, and I'm so happy.
All right, guys.
Fancy
I'm
looking
headed out.
keyboard.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Hey, thanks for stopping in.
Girly girl, so all of the above. Yes. Okay, cool. I will send you the links then. Happy to, Ashen Forge. We have someone without a 10 key. Yeah, well, I also have this. I haven't plugged it in yet. But I also have this on the side. I need to like change this to have the key colors to match mine. But he got me a little 10 key on the side. This actually has like the numlock and everything, which my main keyboard doesn't have. So Ashes actually puts numlock as the default for auto run. So I have to rebind it because I don't have that. But yeah, does it leave a mark when you face roll though? I don't know. I haven't had a face roll.
Gonna have to try that. You're gonna have to try it.
I will have to try that at some point, I guess. I will legit put me talking about how cute my keyboard is and then submit it to Glorious and be like, please, will you consider sponsoring us? That would be awesome.
Some dense ass cotton candy.
Please, sir, may I have some more? Yeah, exactly. Drinks at the PC goes face roll. Yeah, fair.
True story.
Face roll heal. Hit something with it, please. No, I don't want to hit it. It is pretty. I gotta take care of the pretty keyboard. That means not attacking people with a pretty keyboard.
I mean, technically, if you hit them with the bottom or one of the edges, you'll actually do pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I will keep that in mind for a home invasion situation.
Just saying, it's a full aluminum frame, okay?
We do not support violence.
That's a lie.
We're not supporting it, we're just talking about it, okay?
Well,
yeah, see?
It's a lighter than 5 pounds because I'm doing this one-handed. It's not too heavy. I would say 2 and 5 pounds. She tells herself that. Stain resistant, which is why you don't see the bloodstains from our PvP victims.
Fantastic hitting it with the one-liners today. My goodness.
I know. Like, honestly, they love teasing me with my bloodthirst. Wait, maybe I should rethink my gift. It's a weapon. It's not a weapon. Vertex trying to turn it into one. There's a great BDO clip of a face roll that I cannot find for the life of me. You'll have to share it in the Discord, Atorius. I'd love to see it. But yeah, we've totally gone off topic. I don't have anything else.
About that Ashes of Creation game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, meters.
The what?
Oh, please, God, no.
So, wait, Demon, you, after we got you the key, right, you've tested a little bit of Ashes.
Yeah.
Is it as bad as you were worried about it being?
I feel like I have not played enough of it to pass a fair judgment on it. However, I will say that nobody wantonly just murdered me while I've been playing yet. So.
That is my point. That is my point. The only time I've ever experienced somebody actually flagging up and killing me is when the desert was lawless before they put in the desert content, because the way that they're using the lawless zones were as like placeholders until they finished that zone. And I think it was somebody from Fed, I don't even know who, but I was like a level 12. We were trying to show Chaffee something. So we both go into the lawless area and this Fed person was like, oh, it's somebody from Nexus, because we were at that time warring for whatever reason. I don't even know. They turned around, they nuked V with one shot and then nuked Vertec with one shot as a mage. And Vertec was like, what, level 25? You're on your main at that point? I was just on my bard. Yeah. But that's the only time outside of like a guild war or a node war or like a siege, now that sieges are in. But aside from that, I've not really had anybody just truly flag up on me, except for the super duper, like, the raptor skins. That was the only time I've actually had somebody flag up on me, was over the raptor skins. But they've since included a lot more raptor mobs. So
oh, that was a war spot. If you wanted to beef, sit in there for long enough.
yeah. Well, we were going up against Pirate, I think. Pirate was going corrupt over those.
Oh god.
There's this one pirate member that was just asking me to just dance with me, Chibi. Don't kill your party member. It's fine. Have you guys been on the PTR, and your thoughts on the new content leading up to Phase 3? What guilds should be focusing on now? The world of Era is getting larger. Honestly, Ashen Forge, they haven't put a whole lot of P3 content onto the servers yet. They were going to do a node war or a node siege today with the dynamic gridding, but there were so many people dealing with like a crash bug that they had to literally take down the PTR for the day, which I mean, I was a little bit upset with, because I thought they were just going to delay it, because I was like, cool, 2 p.m. I'm working anyway, I can't even be a part of that, because that's when they were going to test it. But that being said,
we're supposed to check a new pocket dungeon in the anvils, right? So somewhere.
I didn't finish reading that. I just saw 2 p.m. and I knew I was going to be in the middle.
You are the news person. You are the news person. You tell the news.
I need to bump those numbers. What numbers?
Yeah, anvils pocket testing.
Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't know, because look, as far as it going to 2 p.m., I don't know if you guys have known this about me, but I wasn't here last Tuesday because I was taking my final course for UX training. And I have been doing my exams for the UX training, which I am now UX certified. So I'm happy to say that. But yeah, I've been busy and I had to catch up with work. So work. Yeah, I'll say that I told Vertec in the Tavern one of the streams last week that for me, I think I'm trying to reframe how I approach Ashes. You should, and look at it more like Eve, where I should just be working with Nexus to accomplish. Yes, you absolutely should, because Demon, I know you play World of Warcraft. I've played World of Warcraft for so many years. Now fix Ashes, I'll try. It's so different. It is so different, Demon. I was scared for the longest time. I'm actually making a video on this. It'll be out at the beginning of August. I was so scared for the longest time to go by myself in anywhere in Vera. And then over time, I was able to see that I could go somewhere by myself without somebody just murdering me, because I thought that everybody was just going to flag up and murder me, but it wasn't the case at all. And Ashton, you are asking if we're able to gift the game yet. No, the only way you can do that is we literally raised from Ventherian, thank you, $100 and gifted it over to Demon from PayPal to PayPal, I believe. And he was able to then buy Ash's key from there.
It was a PayPal to PayPal trade.
Yeah. That's about the only way I can do it. So I appreciate you, and I'm scarred for life because I told Planendorf that Quaternion joined the stream when I was super tipsy.
Yeah. You'll have to trust that the person isn't going to go out and just buy a ton of various keycaps to experiment on their keyboard with instead of buying the game.
Right. But also, Ashton, unfortunately, I don't think Intrepid's going to allow you to gift the game yet, unfortunately. That's something that we asked a long time ago, like back when we first started our podcast a long time ago. And they said that they weren't intentioned to give us the ability to gift the game. So the only way we've ever been able to do it is to gift the $100 and trust the person to do it.
Yep.
I'm glad that at least, even though you haven't had a huge amount, that it hasn't scared you away, David. That seems to be the normal consensus. Like,
Yeah.
anytime I've heard of people getting killed, one time it was because someone killed them, and then looking into, like, I want to kill you, I flagged, I went, and looking into it, that was because that guy hated. Someone else just hated that guy. Like, just walking across the world, it's just not worth it. There's too much of a penalty to it. You're not going to get aced over. And anytime that someone was like, no, I got killed, after you talk to them a little bit, it usually ends up you teaching them about the flagging system. And like, there's that thing up in the corner, that's a node war, that your guild's at war now, and there's other systems involved. And then I've only killed someone once, and that's because they were asking for it.
Were they literally asking for it?
No, not literally. Metaphorically asking for it.
One of my guildmates asked me to kill them because they went corrupt to get somebody, like another guildie's thing back. And so we chased this person down that killed our guildie and then took their item. And then they went corrupt trying to get it back. I think it was Zeke. I think Zeke went corrupt trying to get the item back for our guildie, and then I had to kill him, and I was just like, I'm not really like doing this, but okay. But yeah.
One of the best things you can do if you ever kill a corrupted person, especially if, like, you know, you could kind of tell they didn't intend to do it, like something else happened, go up to their body, go up to their ashes, and just put your thumb on it. Open the inventory, and no one else can loot it. And that's just sit there waiting for them to come back.
Yep.
Yes.
just
gosh.
Oh, look at your stuff. Wouldn't it be cool if you could access this?
I literally have a clip of us, I think, sitting in one of our friends' bodies. And they're like, I'll make it back just fine. You don't have to sit there. And they were almost back. And then their bodies disappeared.
Yep. Should have totally opened it up. But then again, would it have disappeared if we did a 3-2-1 switch?
I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I do know, by the way, for anybody watching this after us going live, I know we've completely gone onto the tangents part of this, but if you do buy a key, there is a 90-day return policy if you don't like what you're experiencing. I mean, especially right now, let me tell you, we are just under 2 weeks away, as of right now, for knowledge that we have, 2 weeks away from phase 3. Anything could happen by the next time that we're able to talk about this. But the live stream is supposed to be on the 31st. If you bought a key today, July 22nd, you'd have August 22nd, September 22nd, October 22nd, 90 days to determine if you like Ashes in phase 3 or not. And keep in mind, this is a question I see so much on the forums and on the Reddit. If you buy a key right now, phase 3 technically already started in terms of access at the beginning of 2.5. It includes the PTR now. It includes the new phase 3 launch on August 4th as of today. I'm saying as of today because so many people are asking for Intrepid to delay it. I have no idea what their plans are. I'm preparing for the future here. So you have from the moment you purchase it, access to 2.5 and the PTR plus beta 1, beta 2, and I think about a month or so of gameplay at launch, all included in that price. I believe it's 1 month, but I'm just saying or so in case I'm wrong.
It is.
But you have 90 days period, so 3 months, to test it and be like, this isn't for me. You get your refund. I'm not promoting necessarily buying it just to get a refund. But Intrepid is like, hey, if you don't like the systems the way that they are right now, come back in beta, come back in launch or whatever, and try it out then. And I'm just saying you will get access to everything if you get access today. was progress bar slow? Didn't notice. There's a Thogly in the live queue.
What?
It's a Thogly.
Fog.
It is a Thogly.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
Hello, my fellow Dunir.
Hail.
Oh no.
Hail.
They're gathering.
Together we are almost as tall as an elf. Yes.
Very true.
That's
You
a
know
very
what's
distant
funny?
almost.
Chibi's like Chibi Bree, the character's lore is she is gonna be the shortest pirate she could possibly be, and Vertec is gonna try to be the tallest Vec that he could possibly be, and we're gonna see which of us are shorter.
Yep, we're gonna see if we can get in there.
Should be still shorter.
The what?
Also, if you didn't see, there is a height bug in the, at least in the PTR for sure. I don't know about the
Are
live
you
version
talking about the
you cannot.
massive junior?
The giant
No, you
Dunir.
cannot go below the 50% of height. Nothing
Ah,
happens.
okay.
When you are at 50% and try to go lower, just nothing happens. No matter
See-
the race.
There's a lot of things that aren't working like that. Like the hair doesn't actually grow longer on some of them, etc. Like
Yep, on Dread.
I kind of just stopped trying at that point. I'm just like, this is generally what I'm going for. Guys, I can't wait to show you how I'm going to make Chibi Bree look with a Pyre once we're actually like have all of the systems in. There's going to be a couple of iterations of Chibi Bree until we get all of the options because I have an idea. But it's not all there yet.
Whew.
Back to work for you? Yes. See you in phase 3, Ashenforge.
It's gonna
Huzzah.
be
Yeah,
so
Forge, take
fun
care.
seeing what people can do.
Dude, I
Right,
can't wait.
There's so many creative
And-
people who can just make stuff work.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm posting a link to the Twitter notification for the giveaway that
Yes.
Intrepid is doing
Thank you.
for the people who can't afford it.
Do it.
Yes. And I will be putting that in the description for YouTube after we're done with this too. Because whoever is watching this later, for one, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. Because if you're watching the vlog
Flex.
this long, you're awesome. We appreciate you. But also, yes, all of that will be in the description below. Brand
Said creative
Chris
Lex, not abominations.
Boy.
But I will say it is getting close to my bedtime though.
It
has
is.
been like
It
3
is.
hours.
Vertec, if you still want to keep going, I'll let you take over and I'll pop out.
I don't know how you folks feeling.
I would love to keep talking, but honestly, I should probably go to bed. That last time we were up,
Wiped you out for a little while. Still got to recover.
I start work at 5 a.m. and I wake up at 4, and we got out of our chat at 2:40.
I don't want to
like
talk
that.
about
What
it.
coast-
Look, man,
what
it
coast are you on?
lasted way
Too
longer
late.
than I thought it would.
I'm Central.
Oh,
in the
jeez.
Midwest.
I think I literally picked up my friend the next day being like, it's a miracle I'm alive right now.
See, I
Because
don't
I
know.
made you drink water.
True.
I don't understand how you can be. I don't understand how you can be awake for so long before going to work and not die before you get done.
But
It was an interesting day, and I don't remember much of it, which isn't very good because, I handle steel and lasers. So
oh no.
I'm saying I got about a
It could've
2-hour
been so
window.
bad if you have all your fingers and toes.
If I
went
get
in
up,
with 10, I came out with 10.
hey, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I've
But the
got about a
same
2-hour
tempo-
time window. If I'm awake longer than 2 hours before I go to work, I end up dead by the end of the day, like absolutely dead.
Yeah, he does.
It was a mistake. I should not have tried to go to sleep. It made it worse.
Oh,
no.
I
man.
should have just gone.
Thank you.
I'm staying
feel
up,
that.
crashing when I get home.
Because sometimes I'm like, I'm so tired, but I don't know if I should take a nap before the stream or if I should just wait till after the stream. And Versec's like, well, just take a nap before the stream. I'm like, but if I do that, I usually regret my life.
Yeah, naps are never worth it.
No.
Boy.
But I just want to thank you all. If you like this kind of content, welcome to our Tuesdays. This is the Open Tavern Chat, aka Tavern Talk, and we like to do it every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Do you guys have anything you want to shout out?
If you got channels, shout the channels, put the link in chat, like let folks know where you at, what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't have channels, well, you know,
Nope.
shout out our channel. That's fine. Just put a link to our channel. If they're watching it,
I
they'll know
will
it extra,
say-
right?
Oh yeah, there we go. More links to this.
There you go. I will say, Pockets definitely told me about somebody. There's a couple of you that told me about this new guy that was doing streaming for Ashes, just while people put their stuff out there.
The
He's
VR guy,
literally
yes.
using VR. I think it's like Marty in VR or something like that. It was really cool. He was using VR, like, you know those circular pads where you have like the waistband and it's like a stand, almost like those old Barbie stands. You literally like buckle yourself in and you
I
can
love
walk
how you called it a Barbie
around.
stand,
or-
by the way. Just saying.
That's just what I remember them as. I know that it's for other like figures too, but either way, you like put the seatbelt on essentially, and he was literally running. He was like walking around. He had his VR
I was
on.
first.
He
You were
was
first.
trying to turn and like fight people. Sorry, there's this bug that's in my face. That's why I'm doing this. But he was like turning and trying to like fight people, and he had like a whole like arrow thing on his back and like a bow on his arm. It was awesome.
It was cool motion too. Like, using his auto attack with an actual like drawing motion. He was starting to get out of breath. He was getting into it.
I'm sure I would have. Yeah, like I already do my workouts every day. I do 10,000 steps and then my gym. I can only imagine doing that all day. That would be a great workout. Honestly, I wouldn't have to go to the gym. I don't think.
Kind of want to do that for like when I stream Ashes, just to get the, you know, I'm playing games and getting the workout, but that's got to be
There
an
you go.
expensive setup. That has to be an
Yeah.
expensive
Oh my
setup.
gosh.
It's gotta be super expensive. But Marty, if you're listening to this, I'm curious. For you know, no important reason whatsoever, how long did it take you to walk or run from one area of Vera to another? I may or may not be trying to put together like a campaign idea.
No, I want to see the like the health meter watch count of how many calories were burned running from
the steps
one
and
side of the
calories.
continent to the other.
Yeah.
That's
He's
how I want to
tracking-
see.
he's tracking.
Yeah. Does he use his
So,
ability?
what
He
was
does.
great-
How
Yeah.
he like slowly turns, and I think he has like some sort of controller thing on him too. At least it's the two, like if it's like the Oculus, it's the two like hand controllers. But he
also
somehow
uses
has
voice
it
commands too, right?
voice
Yeah.
commands, and then the Oculus controller is like
That's
all of it
insanity.
together. It's crazy. It's awesome. And apparently like Intrepid saw it and we're like sharing it all over inside like internally. Which I mean, absolutely. Thank you, Artorias. I do see it. I will watch it after the stream. But yeah, it was crazy. He was like, I'm not the fastest, I'm not like the greatest, but you know, Dusty was like, hey, as long as you're not pulling extra mobs, you're welcome in my group anytime.
Then he pulled a spider as he was running up the stairs.
Nice. So it's only
Get
one.
the
It's
spider
only
off
one.
me!
That's funny. But yeah, I thought that was really, really unique and inventive. And honestly, I've always wanted to like do something like that. I just never could afford that platform that he has. But I've seen it. I've seen it for many years.
I'm just
it's a really
saying.
cool platform.
I'm just saying we gotta try and put together like a 5-hour stream just to watch him run from one side of one continent across, somehow like sail or whatever across the continent. Maybe go to the Underrealms to run through the tunnels to get across the water to the opposite end of the map.
You know what?
Just a pure land run from one corner to the other, and to see how many calories you could burn doing that and how long it would take. Oof.
Yes.
And that's how Marty died.
So Marty died.
No. Running
Made it
from,
across
like,
all of Vera.
running from the east continent to the west continent in parts, like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Just saying, resetting
please
the
don't hurt
stats.
yourself, Marty. Just
Resetting
saying.
the stats for that stream would actually be one hell of a charity stream.
Oh my god, make him flap his arms so he uses a flying mount.
Oh, Quinn.
Gosh.
That's murderous. That's murderous.
But either way,
We gotta land. We gotta land.
I'm just asking because I'm curious. How long should it take you to travel from Miraleth to the tropics by foot? I mean, I could probably do that in terms of like my character running, but like, what if you don't want to run that whole time for D&D reasons? You know, what if you want to take a caravan and it's slower?
Oh, toast. What if when he's using a mount, he has to do like the fake galloping motion?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Marty, let us know what you're doing for those,
It
because I'm
includes the
curious.
coconuts.
And for the
Yes.
dash,
Yes,
he
the
has to whip
coconuts.
his hands up and down as if he's having the reins.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Oh, like this? Yeah, okay. I was thinking
We
Flash.
haven't even properly
Sorry.
met this person, yet we're already trying to plan his doom.
Planning out his whole deal.
Oh my god. Anyway, welcome to the Golden Feather Tavern. We like to discuss community topics and the people within it. And if you like this kind of content, I hope you give us a follow on Twitch, subscribe to our YouTube, join our Discord, and if you want to help support us, you can do it either by hanging out with us live or through monetary ways between Patreon, Twitch subscriptions, YouTube memberships, Discord memberships, whatever. If you feel like you would like to, we would appreciate it, but it's never expected, but always appreciated.
Yep.
That being said, we have had a wonderful night with random chaos. And you know, the community topics and whatever we come up with, because this is what it's like when you go to the tavern with your friends anyway.
It is, as it should be. As it should be.
As it should be.
Boy,
Good
but yes,
drinks, good people.
as Chibi said, the greatest support you can possibly give us is just existing here, right? Just showing up in the channel, chatting with us, hanging out with us, enjoying the night, and just keeping us company, because we like company.
Yes.
And
I
joining
will
the champions
say
of the hill.
champions of the hill. I will say
Which are
we are the
always rigged.
only people live right now for Ashes of Creation.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of people we could raid out to. We've got Locke, L-O-C-K-E, Locke, who I think was doing Ashes content a long time ago. He's playing Final Fantasy 14 right now online, going through the story content there. We got 5.1 Play, which if you guys didn't know, I used to be a maid at a maid cafe, on an online maid cafe called 5.1 Play, and they're doing art. And we've got Turgo live playing Tom Clancy's the Division 2.
Division 2.
So that's what we got. And y'all are fighting over this hill. You're gonna die on whatever hill you're
Dying on whatever
choosing
the
to die
hell.
on.
Yeah, if nobody else ends up deciding to hit that guide the raid thing, I'd say we steer over to the guildies, steer over to Turgo.
There you go. Okay. We have to pressure him into joining us for phase 3 because
Yes.
Ooh,
Demon
ooh, I get to be on the
unseats.
other side
Oh.
of the. Oh, and
At
I
least
won.
finally it's
Nice.
not rigged.
nice.
Using the teapot too.
I wasn't
Wow.
What?
T.
And now I finally get to be on the other side of the guild peer pressure. Not the
Yes.
guild peer pressure.
One of us.
Love
One
it.
of us. Yes.
One of us.
The sad part is he's had the access this whole time.
Yes.
Turgo, that is.
Wait, he
Yeah.
has access. He just hasn't actually played yet.
Oh no,
Basically, but
he's played. He's
to
waiting.
be fair, Turgo
Oh, he's
is a
waiting for
variety
phase
streamer,
3, okay.
and he's got a variety
Okay.
of sponsors that he has to appease. And I understand Ashes is not the most popular at the moment, so
Yeah, and
But
he also
I'll
wants
go
to
ahead
wait
and
until
prep
it
it up for
becomes more
Turgo.
stable. He wants to wait till it becomes more stable too. Like,
yeah,
as in not as many like super fast changes constantly.
yeah.
Well,
So-
that and probably whenever it has 24/7 uptime
Yeah.
and support.
Which is
Yeah.
phase 3, ideally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So that's
Thank you,
why we can
Zach.
pressure him for phase 3, because phase 3 is the first viable session for sure.
Yeah.
Also
We'll see
start
you
your
around this track.
outros.
It's
Good luck
right.
of time.
Thank you. Take care.
Let's
Everybody.
go.
Yeah, everybody, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for spending your time here. Your time is your most valuable asset. You've earned it. You've lived through it. You've saved it. You spent some of it here, and that is very valuable.
Yes.
Because we don't give refunds. So hope it was worth it.
Enjoy
Okay.
this receipt.
Okay, we love you. Bye.